Chaz in the house, man. Happy New Year to you. Usually I don't wish
Happy New
people
Year.
Happy New Year 14 days after the New Year, but I have not seen you or talked to you
Yeah,
since.
it's been a little
So,
hiatus.
I found out that you were at both Bears-Packers games. We were talking before the show, and you were at
Yeah,
the playoff
yeah.
game. Ray was there. My question to you is, were you shirtless?
Oh, it was cold. I was definitely not shirtless. I was bundled up. I had a bunch of hand warmers. I had a bunch of hand warmers in the hands and the toes,
Hand
and the
warmers. Don't
face
tell
is always
people that.
freezing off, but it's well worth it.
Big Ray was out there shirtless, man. I mean, he's got about 150 pounds on you, so,
I was about to say, yeah, Big Ray
maybe
got
more.
a lot of LBs on me, so
Yeah, epic game. Ray says best sporting event he's ever been to. That's pretty accurate, right? I mean, how could you? It's also the Packers
yeah,
makes it playoffs, Packers come back,
yeah.
all those things mixed into one makes it the best ever.
Yeah, I honestly, when I was leaving the first Bears Packers game on a Saturday night, but I was with my friends and we were like, wow, like I don't know if anything can beat that. And somehow that game topped it. I mean, just incredible. So it was awesome being there. And I look forward to us hopefully winning this week.
God, I wasn't even thinking that the first one you went to was also all time epic. Like that first one was probably
Yeah.
more unlikely because it required an onside kick, but this one was more of a
Yeah, that
slow
onside
burn.
kick.
Like it just seemed hopeless because you were down. We were down so much. What was your all time sporting event prior, whether it be Bears game, Cubs game, before these previous two? These are probably the best in consecutive, the best two games you've ever been to, which is crazy. What was, off the top of your head? Because mine was triple overtime Bulls Celtics. This is back when you were probably really young, but it was a first round playoff matchup. It was back with the Joakim Noah Bulls, and
Hmm.
it was Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, that Celtics team, Rondo, and it was just a chippy game, triple overtime in the playoffs. Bulls win. It was epic, man. But it doesn't have
Man,
anything
the
on this.
the best one is it's actually again this year for me when I went to Cincinnati, that Bears Bengals Cincinnati game. I mean, I've
Ooh,
got to go to three just absolute insane comeback games with the Bears, and all yeah, I'd say all three of my greatest sporting events that I've been to have been this year with the Bears coming back from behind in an improbable situation. So
I will say this: the Bears have given us about 7 of these games this year. Which there's a stat out
yeah,
there where all NFL teams down by 2 touchdowns with 5 minutes left are 3 and like 186 this year, whatever the hell it was, and the Bears are 3-3. Like that, we have as many wins as the rest of the league in those situations. And it'd be nice to start a game fast, but I just don't think this team is capable. And you see this with in the playoffs with these rookies, right? Drake May had it against the Chargers. It takes a little while to warm up. That was Drake May's first playoff game. That was Caleb Williams' first playoff game. And then they
yep.
both came alive in the second half. So let's chat about the weekends. And another crazy stat I read that I thought was a misprint when they said it in the broadcast. This was during the Niners-Eagles game. It was like, so there was still a game to be played, 2 games to be played. It was the most most fourth quarter lead changes in NFL history for a playoffs. And I thought it was just for a wild card round. It was all time for a playoffs, and that was in the
Yep.
first 6
It
games,
was
5 games.
Yep. I mean, it's been an incredible the NFL and Roger has got to be just absolutely ecstatic with what they've been putting on the field for these fans because I don't know any, NFL fan. Obviously, if your team was eliminated, you're pissed. But I mean, you just even, outside of the teams that are in the playoffs, I mean, this has been a great watch and something that obviously the league is going to be very happy about.
And we knew it going in, the parity with, with Mahomes missing, with Lamar missing, with Burrow missing, with the AFC quarterbacks kind of being in shambles and all the young guys, right? The league's in a good place right now because the
Very good.
parity has never been matched. And then all the young quarterbacks, even a guy like CJ Stroud, who played awful, let's be honest, against Steelers. But this is his 3rd year. He's won a playoff game all 3 years. They have an elite defense. Like that's just an example of another, a guy that's been kind of forgotten, right? CJ Stroud was a god. Everyone said he was a god after his rookie year. Then he's trash. Like I think he's somewhere in between. But like if he's a forgotten guy, the league's in a pretty good spot. So I want to get to our 2 big things here. I want your number one thing to take away. Don't use the Bears just because we'll talk about the Bears later. And about what we just saw in Wild Card, we'll do the same thing for what we're looking forward to for the divisional round. All right, what's your big thing, your big takeaway from the wild card round?
Um, for me, one, it's Josh Allen. I mean, he is that guy, and he will always be that guy. I mean, he has what, no wide receivers right now. He's got what, three active on the roster, one including Shakir. He is that guy, and he proves it time and time again. And without Mahomes in the playoffs, I think this is actually one of the times where he can really go on a run. I know his team around him hasn't been as good as it has been with. I mean, their defense was kind of getting a little bit killed until, I mean, obviously the early pick and then the late pick that they both had on Trevor Lawrence was great. But man, Josh Allen is just going to be a wagon going into next week, going into Denver. I think that's going to be a very fun game to watch. We'll see how that Denver defense stacks up and how Josh Allen can do next week.
Let's not forget that the Jacksonville team that the Bills just beat, Josh Allen just beat, went into Denver and pretty much put a whooping on them 3 weeks ago, right? It was week
Yep.
16, I want to say.
Yep.
Yeah, you kind of stole mine because mine's Josh Allen. And as you know, I've been on the camp that Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the league. I said it going into the year. I said it going into last year. And after the start this year, some of that, the midseason kind of slump he had, a lot of people were giving me shit. Like, how could you say, dude, Josh Allen doesn't have the Super Bowl and like his numbers aren't good, dude? Eye test. Guy's a warrior. He is, dude. I always said it. Put Jalen Hurts on the Bills, dude. They win 5 games. This year's Bills.
Yeah.
Like, this is a bad team. Their defense is average. I'll give him that. McDermott's a fine coach, but he's not a great coach. He doesn't have, a Sean McVay or a Kyle Shanahan. He has a defensive-minded coach who's kind of an idiot, for one. And Brandon Cooks, Tyrell Shavers, who's now hurt, Gabe Davis, who's now hurt. Like, dude, Shakir's fine. He's a nice little gadget slot player, but he's not a number 1. He's not even a number 2. He's a number 3. Yeah. Kincaid's hurt. Dawson Knox is just a guy. Like, the offensive line isn't great. James Cook's all right. He's good, but like, is James Cook really a top 5 back in the league? I don't think so. He's not Bijan. He's not Saquon. He's not Derrick Henry. He's good, but it's all Josh Allen. It's all Josh Allen. It's all the time. He's hurt. He's playing through injuries. It's just a joy to watch. And man, I was watching highlights of a YouTube video came up where it was the best playoff game from every year for the last 25 years, and I watched it. And just the highlights of that 2021 game, I think it was 21, Josh Allen versus Mahomes, where, Gabe Davis had 3 touchdowns. Josh Allen won that game 3 separate times and, like, still didn't get the win. Like, Josh Allen's played such good football in the playoffs. It's the opposite of Lamar. Lamar has lost games in the playoffs, right? Like, it's been on him.
Yes.
It's never been on Josh Allen. And this year in particular, dude, if he can run the slate here, all these road games, injured with this team, this will cement him as an all-timer for me. He already is in my mind just because of eye test. My big thing, I'm going to go quickly on this one because I've talked about this one with Storey for a while. I want to hear your take on it. It's the Eagles. It's the Eagles just being embarrassing and just their coaching staff, the dysfunction, AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts just being bad. And you can blame everyone's blaming the coaching staff. I'm blaming Jalen Hurts more than the coaches. Everyone has blame, right? AJ Brown, everyone has blame, but Jalen Hurts is a fine quarterback. He's average. He's good. He's above average. He's a champion. Good leader. Not good at seeing the field. Weak arm. Not dynamic anymore, dude. He doesn't run. Like, I don't care if they're not calling quarterback keepers and design runs. Like, sometimes you just got to run. Look at what Justin Herbert did. I know they lost the game, but Justin Herbert had 65 yards rushing, and there was like maybe one design run there. Trevor Lawrence, like, these guys, you got to run. In the playoffs, you have to run. Jalen Hurts just, I don't know what the hell he's doing. He's sleepwalking. So you put more blame on Hurts or more blame on Pachulo and Sirianni?
Oof. I'm gonna be an outsider compared to you. I'm gonna put more blame on the coaching staff. I think Hurts is, he's not great. He's good. That's what I'll think. That's what I think. So I mean, Hurts, yeah. I mean, I just remember, even last year, 2, 3 years ago, I feel like so often, they were in prime time, and you'd be watching them, and it'd be, a 3rd and long, and it wasn't even a design run, or maybe it could have been, but you'd see him break one off for 15, 16 yards, just scrambling out of the pocket. We haven't seen that much, and the run game as well hasn't really been there. I think it's a lot on their scheming and what they're doing. Coaching wise, I think if you get a competent like OC in there again, you're gonna see an explosion in this offense as it was last year and the year before. So
Jalen Hurts' pocket presence, though, like you heard Brady in the broadcast mention it a bunch of times. He's like, I don't know what he's looking at, but he's bailing on these clean pockets. And it's not even that they were clean; it's that against the Niners, they have no elite athletes in the defensive line. So like he should
None.
outrun these guys. So even if there's a guy kind of flashing in front of him, like you don't need to panic, Jalen. Like watch what Caleb does. Caleb stands in there, and when a guy he jukes him out, he makes a play. Josh Allen jukes him out, shoves him off, makes a play. Hurts is just literally running the sideline, throwing the ball away. Like that's what like Zach Wilson does, right? That's what Tua does. Like he is closer to
Yeah.
those guys in the pocket than the guys I'm talking about, which is a major issue. We're talking about a championship level quarterback. Blake says, any word on Nico playing against New England? Doesn't look good, man. It does not look good. Short
Yeah, it
week.
didn't look good.
That was a gnarly one.
Especially
I'm
on a
pretty
Monday
sure
night.
Nico got concussed in the first quarter too. I think he got a lot of these guys have been coming back with concussions because it's the playoffs. They get cleared by the independent neurologist, right? I'm pretty sure Nico had 2 concussions in that game. He looked really lost. And I know that's not a deciding factor. There's more to it than just how it looks, how the optics look. But it looks bad, short week. I know it's the playoffs. That's the only hope I would give it was that they rush him back. But he also, let's not forget, Nico Collins had a concussion week 15, I believe. He missed the game for that. So this is a second one, documented second one in the last month and a half, last 5 weeks. So I just don't think he's playing this week. He might come back for the AFC Championship game if they make it. Not playing this week. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, another example is look at T. Higgins. I mean, he had a concussion early in the year, and then he came back from that concussion. Basically, had the same thing that Nico Collins did, and we saw him miss that next week. I don't think he's gonna be playing. I think he's gonna be ruled out way before. I think right now, obviously, they're just trying to hide it so that New England doesn't get any advantage.
Yeah, you know what? Christian Kirk stepped up. I like their ancillary receivers, though. Higgins can step into the Nico role. I feel like Jalen Noel could do all right. They have 2 tight ends. Like this is gonna be a wacky game, dude. That defense is balling right now. The only worry is that it took a lot for them to beat. Now I know the score says they destroyed the Steelers. As a man that bet on -2.5 Houston, I was a little nervous there in the third quarter because I thought they were going to win the game, but I thought they were going to win by 1. And I could have seen it ending at 10-9 or something like that. But this is a test. Although Drake May did not look great. That first half was bad for Drake May. The Chargers could have won that game, dude. Like if their offense did anything at all.
Yeah, I mean, once again, I think it was just Drake May's first playoff game. They're going to be at home again. I think it's going to come in more like he was this regular season. I think it's very, very hard for Houston to win this game. I mean, that defense has to play amazing once again. I mean, you basically have to hold them under 17 points, 17 and under, or else you're going to lose the game. I think if New England scores above 20, there's zero chance Houston wins that game with how their offense has been looking.
Without Nico, especially, that's the rough part.
Yes,
You know what?
yeah.
I have some faith in CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud has a much softer matchup than what Drake May has. You know what I'm saying? Like New England's defense looks really good against the Chargers. The Chargers literally have their offensive linemen work at Meyer and work at Home Depot, dude. Like they're fucking randos, man. And now I know Houston's offensive line is not that much better, but like it really is better than the Chargers offensive line. Skylar says Patriots are going all the way. My boy Chaz really
I hope
wants
so.
that to
I hope
happen
so.
because in our fantasy playoff league, you took essentially 8 or 7 Patriots. Like
Yep.
that is half your fucking team,
Yep.
and you need them.
But guess
That's
what?
the only way you were going to win.
The only 2 guys that I've lost on that team was the 2 guys that I accidentally auto drafted. Obviously, auto drafted Drake May on accident, but then I came back. But then after that, I had 2 auto drafts on accident. Those are the only 2 guys that are eliminated from the postseason as of right now. I just see New England, man. I know I was talking about Josh Allen earlier, but even if New England wins this game, goes to an AFC Championship, I mean they're gonna be getting a lot of points, and compared to what some of these other teams have gotten so far. So
Let's go to the standings real quick of our league, and they're not updated with how many players. We had waivers today, but you're sitting okay just because all your Patriots players, man, all your Patriots
yeah,
players. God
I
damn
did
it,
have
never mind.
George
I
Kittle
deleted
go
it.
down though. That was a big loss. George Kittle going down was a big loss, but I mean I got DJ Moore to fill that slot, I guess. So no, that's tough. And then Juice Check actually did a little something there.
Oh,
I
he's
know everyone
fine.
was crapping.
He's
He was
fine now with
crapping
no
on
George
my.
Kittle.
Yeah, everyone was crapping on my. I was watching your guys' little review of my team, and I'm like, man, these guys are just crapping on the running back situation, especially my RB2. I'm like, man, I could see Juice getting in sneaky touchdowns, if anything. And then Kittle went down, and it seemed like they were going to Juice a lot there, or at least a decent amount to give him more production than nothing. So
Essentially, it comes down to if the Patriots go to the Super Bowl, you're probably going to win the league. If the Seattle goes to the Super Bowl, I don't know. I think it's either MVP or Jonathan. They're probably going to win the league. And we have Matt Stafford, and we have the Rams defense and Mevis. So, like, if the Rams go to the Super Bowl, I don't think we have the juice that you guys have. We'll probably get second. We have a full lineup though. We have 15 players, so we got all the scraps on the waivers today, which is awesome.
I did see that
Blake
actually.
says Cooks has been playing all right for his age. No, Cooks is playing fine. It's still Brandon Cooks. He was never really a number one in his prime. He's definitely not a number one now, but he's fine. They're down to literally Brandon Cooks. Now, Curtis Samuel might be back for this game, but they're down to Brandon Cooks, Keon Coleman, and who the hell, and Shakir. That's it. And Kincaid's being banged up. So Wally says, Chaz, does Sutton pop off this weekend? Rob, you know what to do. I don't have the clip anymore. I wish I did. I had to make room for Step Brothers, all the clips I put in for that movie deep dive. What do you think? Sutton's yards are only at 49.5.
Oh, man.
I know. Well, the Bills have the number one pass defense in the NFL. People don't realize that. You can run on the Bills. You really can't pass on the Bills. I was going to bet it, honestly. 49.5 is low, dude.
I mean, when you think about this, like, I mean, the Broncos are going to have to score a decent amount of points here. Like, I see them having to throw the ball more, not just doing their casual running game. Gosh, yeah. I mean, I honestly that sounds pretty juicy to me. I'm not gonna lie. 49 yards.
I know.
I could see it.
I wanted to pop that one off, but there's a reason it's that low. Like, it seems like too easy, right?
Yeah, yeah. The books always know more, so that is the one department that I would be scared about. It's like, why is it so low?
And how confident are you that Bo Nix plays well in this game? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we've seen it all year. We've seen it all year with where they have some games where they can drop 30 plus points, and we've seen some games where they play down to a level of just just terrible. Like they can't do anything, and their offense seems stagnant. Even against, I mean, that Raiders game. I don't know if you remember watching that Broncos Raiders. That was a horrible, horrible watch, horrible offensive game for them. They've had games where they've dropped complete duds. So especially in they're the 1 seed, they got pressure on them. They're going to be at home. Especially when you're facing Josh Allen, you have pressure to put points on the board. I think this could be, one of those games where also they could not perform as well as what I was saying. I could see them performing well. They have to score points. Then I could see them not doing well as well. So,
hey, you ever accidentally masturbate to young pictures of your mom?
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
Ever done that before, Chaz?
No. No, I'm not. I don't.
I masturbated to pictures of your mom when she was younger. Actually, no, it was like last year picture. I found it on Facebook.
Oh boy, Rob.
Very cute.
Oh,
What's his name?
It's Kwame.
It's Kwame. Kwame. Mm-hmm. Nice name. Nice name.
Thank you. I think so too.
It's a little light for Kwame, no?
What?
A lot of names to pick, but it was a little darker, maybe.
Yeah, can you go?
That's very scary.
You need to get out.
Hey, any of you guys want ginger ale?
Here, get the fuck out.
All right. Who do you think has more pressure on them, the Patriots or the Broncos to win this game? Because number one seed for the Broncos at home. Patriots were the best team technically on paper, record-wise. I feel like the Patriots had a better regular season. They were more smooth, right? Like Denver should have lost so many of those games that they won. Now, Patriots had an easier schedule, but who has more pressure to get it done now? They both have second-year quarterbacks. The future's bright for both,
Yeah, I'm gonna say the Broncos, just because we've also had the Broncos in the playoffs last year. I know they lost right away, but this is also, your second year in the system, second year playoffs. You like as bonus, you haven't won a playoff game yet. and now you got to go up against Josh Allen and do it. Didn't he play Josh Allen last year? Wasn't it Broncos Bills last
Yep.
year?
That was
That
the
first
first
round, that was
round. They were like
so
9-point underdogs or something.
yeah. So are you gonna lose again to Josh Allen and the Bills? Like obviously I think there's a lot more pressure compared to Drake May and the New England Patriots. It's a first year head coach. It's a first time quarterback in the playoffs. Obviously, he won last week, but he looked shaky. He looked a little nervous. We'll see how he is this week. I think a lot more pressure is going to be on Bo Nix and those Denver Broncos.
All right, I'm going to hit you guys with the intro, and then we're going to go through all 4 games, confidence meter, what line, which side we're going to bet. I'm saving all my prop bets for Friday's show. If you're in the Discord, you have access to those. But if not, you got to wait till Friday. I have 5 bets for this week. Here we go. Seen a running back or a player go to the blue medical tent more than Woody Marks? Like every game he's limping off the field, or like concussion questions or ankle injury or knee injury. It's insane. It's so we're renaming the blue tent Woody's home, Woody's tents, Woody's residence, whatever you want to call it. That is his home, man. And I will not be drafting Woody Marks next year in fantasy. I think they're going to draft a rookie rather high, but like I can't be having my my RB2 leaving 2/3 of his games with an injury, and whether he comes back or not, it's just crazy.
Yep. Yep. I would say, yeah, he's in there more than anyone else. But also another guy that I always see limp off the field, but he is always okay, is DJ Moore. I don't know if you ever noticed that watching the games.
Yeah.
It
Yep.
feels like he gets hurt all the time. He'll come out there. I mean, I remember early on in the game on Saturday. I mean, you watched him just limp off literally with one leg. And I'm like, oh man, did we just lose DJ Moore for the game? How is that going to fare with, Rome coming back first week? The thing is, he always goes back out there. He's always out there 2, 3 plays later, and he's playing through it. So yeah, I would say the medical tent. He never really goes to the medical tent, but guys getting hurt in the game, it's Woody Marks and DJ Moore. But obviously, DJ Moore always comes back. Woody, he'll miss a quarter or two, or he'll just miss the rest of the game. It's a lot more fragile.
The number one for that just doesn't come back is Jalen Waddle. T. Higgins and Jalen Waddle are the wide receiver versions. Jalen Waddle is always it's always a shoulder injury. He just gets tackled a little hard because he's a little bitch. And I was hearing, I was watching Matt Harmon today, and they were talking about Zay Flowers' dynasty value going forward. And Zay Flowers had a pretty sneaky year, 1,200 yards receiving. Sneaky good year, 5 touchdowns. And they were saying they have Jalen Waddle ranked ahead of Zay Flowers in dynasty, and I just don't see it. I think they're saying they think Jalen Waddle is a better receiver than Zay Flowers. I disagree. I think Zay Flowers is a way better receiver than Jalen Waddle, dude. Like Zay Flowers is unguardable. It's just been an offensive problem, right?
Yeah, there has been a complete offensive problem. Zay Flowers is a great wide receiver. It's just it just feels their offense this year, especially this year, the Ravens offense felt weird. And I know Zay Flowers, was ended up being like a top 10, finishes a top 10 wide receiver fantasy wise, right? I mean, he finished off the year really good. And it's there. His performances are there. Yeah, I would definitely say he's way better than Waddle compared to just looking at an overall wide receiver standpoint and value and dynasty wise.
Not to mention that your best ability is availability, and Jalen Waddle is, regardless of him getting nicked up in games, he also misses games. And Zay Flowers is a fucking warrior, dude. Like he doesn't miss games, and we'll see if I feel like the new regime there is only going to help Zay Flowers grow even more. Blake says Cooks is underrated though. 1K with Dak, Breeze, Tom, and Goff. That's true. And I'm not saying Cooks is bad. I'm saying at this stage of his career, let's not forget Brandon Cooks was a 20-year-old rookie. Dude's been in the NFL for his 12th season. Like if you're relying on him as your number one, essentially, like he's their number one outside receiver. He's 5'10". Like that just shows Josh Allen is just next fucking level. Eddie has a comment here. Rams will freeze to death. Bears still find a way to give it away. Pats are good, but DeMarco is going to throw some nasty defense at him. Will Stroud play bad too? That's the question. Can Stroud, because Stroud has to essentially outplay Drake May in this game. Now, that seems crazy to say, but like I said earlier, his matchup's so much easier. And dude, Drake May is going to be under siege. And like, here's the difference. Like Houston, you think would be a good matchup for like scrambling quarterbacks, but they're so fast on all three levels that like you saw, remember the game, it was like week 11 when Houston just took it to Josh Allen and the Bills. And Josh Allen just couldn't even scramble because he was getting caught from behind. Yeah. Like Will Anderson was catching him from behind. You had like the linebackers are catching him from the sides. Like, so Drake May needs to win with his arm in this game. That needs to happen. And can he? We'll see. We'll see. Max says, who takes the Ravens head coaching job? It could be anyone, honestly. I don't think it needs to be a good coach, right? They have a great situation there.
Yeah, they have a great situation. As long as you don't have like a Patua kind of guy come in there like an Arthur Smith. I mean, one of those two guys. I mean, that's obviously that would never happen. But like, I think they're almost coach proof here unless they get someone that's that bad. Especially with the pool that's open right now. There's a lot of good guys out there. I wouldn't mind seeing like maybe a Stefanski. I don't know. I'm a huge fan of Stefanski. I don't know if you are or not, but
Texans defensive coordinator, Matt Burke. He's legit. I think they want someone that's just going to be because I think there was a growing thing with Harbaugh that he was not in the Lamar camp. I'm not saying he wanted to get rid of Lamar, but I feel like he was kind of just getting old with the injuries and then the struggling in the postseason and big games. And a defensive coach is just not going to have his hand in that at all. He's just going to be like, go play football, Lamar, which is what they want, right? They want him to just play football. And Lamar has a couple years of prime left, let's be honest. Maybe 2 years of prime left.
Yeah, it's so tough because with him, I mean, obviously the thing that makes him special is running and scrambling ability. So we'll see how that deteriorates over the next couple of years, especially with the injuries this year. How healthy can he remain? We'll just have to see.
Do you think he can get back to MVP Lamar? Because the injuries this year, now I don't think we ever saw a healthy Lamar outside of the first 2 weeks of the season. And, they are piling up a little bit, the injuries. The age is creeping up. Like his pocket numbers are amazing, let's be honest, but like that's all set up by his legs. And like I feel like Josh Allen can age more gracefully because he has that giant arm. I feel like some of these other scramblers can and have aged more gracefully. Lamar is more of the Michael Vick mold than he is Ben Roethlisberger or some of these other guys that were mobile quarterbacks that, were pocket mobile quarterbacks. So I think next year is his make or break year. I feel like he has to do it next year because then he's going to be in his 30s if he doesn't do it next year. And you also have, the Chiefs questions, right? Like, do any of us expect the Chiefs to like fully rebound? Mahomes coming off the ACL, their roster's in shambles a bit. I think they're 2 years away, right? They're going to contend next year, but like they have a chance in 2027 to come back to be the Chiefs we know and love when they retool a little bit, get another tight end in there, maybe get a running back for once. That'd be cool. Instead of Isaiah Pacheco, who's fucking terrible.
Yeah, I mean they obviously this year panned out for them and not trading for a guy like Breece Hall. I mean, obviously we heard the things where Chiefs were willing to give up a fourth, Jets wanted a third. Everyone's like, why don't you just do that? Especially for the future, you can sign for the future, but it honestly panned out because now you don't really need to go sign one or go get one in the offseason now because next year it's going to be a little shaky. But going back to that Lamar Jackson year, or Lamar Jackson and MVP talk, what will he get back to there? I think he fully can in these next 2 years. I mean, let's look at what he did in the first 2 games when he was fully healthy. I mean, he put up 40 each weeks. I mean, he had I'm looking 2 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown against the Bills. A little bit shaky, and then you go up against that really good Browns defense, and you put up 4 passing touchdowns for 225 yards, especially with his rushing. I mean, he didn't really rush that game, but both games they dropped 40 plus. So I think he can get back there. It's just the question of can he stay healthy for a whole year, and if he does, great. If not, he won't be winning MVP.
Who wants the Raiders job? They seem to want Kubiak. Not sure it's going to matter, especially if Max leaves. It's not going to matter for this year, like this upcoming year, because they're 2 years away. Not to mention that division. That division is I feel like the
Tough.
NFC North is probably the best division in football, but that division has the highest upside because you have Bo Nix, you have Patrick Mahomes, and you have Justin Herbert, and the coaches in that division.
Yeah.
Like that's just the powerhouse of the AFC, and they're so far off. They are so far off. They're gonna have a rookie quarterback most likely. I like Mendoza, but like it's a bad situation, and
Yeah, it's tough.
someone needs to go there, right? Maybe they just don't have a head coach and just like let's just do that. Let's not have a head coach for the Raiders. Let's tank one more year, right? Let's go back to
Yeah.
back.
I mean, I'm gonna actually I'm just actually now that you're talking about that and bringing that up, I think it's gonna be the same way with uh the Steelers. I mean, like you're gonna have Rodgers leaving. He's probably gonna retire, right? I mean, that's like what are they gonna do? I think both franchises need a bridge coach that could just withstand 2 to 3 years, 2 to 3 more years of, or 2 to 3 years of just being shit and rebuilding, and then maybe then you go and get that premier coach when you finally have a premier team.
I think Aaron Rodgers is going to the Vikings this year. I really do, man. Just think about it. Like that's the perfect guy to bring in because he's probably not going to stay healthy the whole year, but if he does, then great. It's just a perfect situation. He comes in as a starter. JJ McCarthy can marinate behind, an all-timer. Dude, Rodgers played well this year. He played really well this year with what they had around him. He even played well with the broken wrist. Like he was injured, and it was like it's one thing to have it be an ankle, but like a broken wrist, dude. And he has it. He still has it. We saw it with Tom Brady. We saw it with Peyton Manning. Right now, Peyton Manning was way more diminished when he won that Super Bowl with Denver. That was a way better roster. But the Vikings are 1 year removed from winning 14 games with Sam Darnold. Now, I know Sam Darnold's crushing it right now with the Seahawks, but dude, Aaron Rodgers, if he was on that team, let's just say he played like he did this year, that is worth at least 3 to 4 wins on the Vikings, and they went 500 this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be a scary, especially with how he played this year. It'd be very scary seeing him with the best wide receiver in the league again, Justin Jefferson. I mean, that would be. We saw what he did all those years with Devontae Adams. That's interesting. I mean, you think he's gonna follow that Brett Favre kind of go to the Vikings? You know, after he's done with the Green Bay Packers, man, that would be interesting. It
By the
just sucks
way,
because of JJ
did
McCarthy.
you hear that fucking? No, yeah, JJ, but he has kind of like played himself out of the franchise quarterback role, the guaranteed spot role because, dude, he was bad. He's still really young too. Let's not forget, JJ McCarthy is 22 years old.
Yeah.
Did you hear Addison got arrested again?
Oh, man.
Dude, what are you doing, Jordan Addison? You're about to get paid, and no one's going to pay you now. 3 arrests, bro. Like, what are you doing? They're all stupid arrests too. DUI, falling asleep, trespassing. Yeah, Rice but he didn't get arrested. It was a domestic allegation. Like, that shit's bullshit. I'm saying, like, this is trespassing. Like, what are you doing?
True.
Criminal trespassing? Like, we don't even know what that means. But, dude, just sit home and bang chicks and drink. I don't know. Anything but trespass and do dumb shit, dude. Getting a DUI, dude, you have millions of dollars. Just fucking hire a limo. Get a limo, an Uber.
These guys are stupid, man. These guys, they get in the NFL. They literally have a peanut as a brain. Like it's tough hearing all these stories and stuff. So yes, that is true, Blake. It's I know they've only had 3 coaches, but I really think it's going to be hard to, unless they want to go get like, man, I just think with that roster and everything, it's going to be so hard to get a coach that can continue winning, especially when you have to go find a quarterback. You have to go. I think you got to get rid of Arthur Smith, man. I mean, everywhere
he's already gone. I think he's gone.
Is he gone already? Okay,
dude. People are talking about hiring him for a head coach position, which is like just wild to me.
Wherever he goes, the offense is just so shit, and somehow teams are still like looking at him as an offensive guru. Like what? Like his game style, his game planning is just not built for this era. Maybe 20, 30 years ago, people would like it. But right now, when you have got to score a lot of points and you got to put up big plays, that just doesn't happen. So,
do you think Arthur Smith has ever fucked a vagina? And I ask you that question because he loves tight ends. You know what I mean? Arthur Smith's offenses are all predicated on tight end usage. So he loves a tight end, and like the vaginas aren't that tight, like compared to buttholes. Buttholes are much tighter. Anyways, Blake's comment about the Steelers only having 3 coaches. It's funny because we were talking about the Raiders job. The Raiders next year will be paying 5 head coaches on the books. So, like I'm saying, next year's Raiders team will be paying more coaches than the Steelers will have with a new coach. Steelers will have 4 coaches since 1969. They'll be paying more coaches in the previous 6 years or whatever it's been than the Steelers have had since 1969. That just gives you the state of those 2 franchises. And let's be honest, Steelers haven't been great. They're always competitive, though. Always competitive. Blake Rodgers was interested in Minnesota this past offseason. The reason he didn't go was because he wasn't guaranteed to start. It was going to be a competition, right?
Yeah,
where Steelers was his job. Now I think J.J. McCarthy, like I was saying, has kind of played himself out of like the incumbent, right? Like the guy that's going to be given the starting job. And they're going to say, this is Aaron Rodgers' job to lose. JJ, you're going to sit for this year, possibly, maybe the first half. If Aaron Rodgers shows his age, struggles, gets hurt, then it's JJ McCarthy's second half of the season. That's best for both parties, dude, in my mind. And I know it's not that, like, I don't think they're a Super Bowl contender, but dude, the Steelers did just make the playoffs. You know what I mean? With a way worse roster. Kevin O'Connell is awesome. Arthur Smith is trash. By the way, Storey brought this to my attention. Arthur Smith is like a billionaire. His family is worth like $1 billion.
Yeah.
So like, why is he even coaching? Why is he even coaching, bro?
Enjoy
Go sit in a
life,
beach somewhere
man.
with a pina colada and just chill, bro. Like, fuck, idiot.
Yeah.
Blake says Mike McCarthy to Pittsburgh if they want to fix it quick, or they got to take some route, go the same route they did for Tomlin and hire some coordinator. Not Mike McCarthy. Because I'll just tell you this much. If they want to keep this longevity stretch of, a coach every 15 or 18 years, Mike McCarthy's probably not going to live past like 2030. Dude's fucking out of shape and huge. Like he doesn't take care of himself. Like, no, he's too old. Like they need an up and comer. I wish they would take Matt Burke. I think that's the guy, right? Texans defensive coordinator. That's the guy for the Steelers job. Someone up and coming, right? You don't want to get old ass. Mike McCarthy sucks anyway.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't done, especially when we saw him with he's not that great.
He's trash.
I was between that and Muhammad.
Why the fuck would it be between that or Muhammad? Why don't you just pick a common name like a normal person?
Muhammad is the most commonly used name on earth. Read a fucking book for one.
That's Arthur Smith and McCarthy right there. Like, why are you choosing between those guys? At that point, I would rather just hire Arthur Smith for my head coach. I think Mike McCarthy's bad. I think he's just literally league average, but what does that get you? 8 and 9? 9 and 8?
Yeah, I'd much rather be Smith and go 4 and 13.
Yeah, and then you can maybe get
pretty
some
much
draft
want to be
capital.
at. Yeah, then you get draft capital and you get a top pick in the draft, and you can maybe actually rebuild around someone decent.
Okay, real quick before we get to, we're going to do the preview for the divisional games here in a second. I want to shout out to the Patreon subscribers and members helping me out here. Appreciate you guys. Still rocking 5 shows a week, even when football's over. Still going to be doing 4 shows a week. Big April coming up with the NFL draft. Besides just supporting your boys, which is a pretty big perk. I appreciate that. Access to the Discord community fantasy leagues, which we're doing our playoff league right now. Going to do our dynasty startup, Chaz, which you'll probably be involved in. That'll be in May.
Oh boy,
going to be a super awesome league, a super flex league. Guest appearances on the podcast. You'll be sitting where big old Chaz is sitting. Boom, free merchandise giveaway tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow, I am giving away another one of these hats. So if you want to get in, deadline is tomorrow at noon. If you want to get your name thrown in the ring for the hat drawing, I will ship it to you free of cost. And also the biggest perk, one of the biggest perks of joining, is access to my plays, my early bets. We're sitting at 89 and 53 on the year. 3-2 in the wild card round wasn't great. Thankfully, Houston and Aaron Rodgers under hit for us on Monday. I did have Caleb Williams over 233 total yards, and I canceled it because the weather on Wednesday because the weather looked terrible. And then of course it wasn't even that bad in terms of wind. Anyway, so 89 to 53, we're making some money, guys. So every year we've made a lot of money on this channel besides just the fantasy takes. So you get access to these bets as I make them. Otherwise, you have to wait until Friday or Saturday to get them, which is 2 or 3 days after I place them, which is going to probably end up costing you. Some of the bets this week are already up 4 or 5 yards from where I bet them. Now, it doesn't mean you won't win the bet if you place it at 95 instead of 90, but you want the best odds possible. We're making money. And if you want to get in the Discord, professionalfanatics.com or link in the description. And it's the, what do we call it? We call it the place to be.
What do you call it, Kramer? It was... Come on, Rudy, come on. We call it the place to be. The place to be, yes.
It is a place to be. All right, let's here we go. Blake says McCarthy isn't that bad. McCarthy win percentage is 608. Tomlin is 628 per reference. I know the win percentage. He's had great situations though. I mean,
he's
he had
Aaron Rodgers,
and then he had Dak Prescott, and the Dallas had a pretty good roster for those years. You know what I mean? Like that was an elite defense. So like, of course he's gonna have a good record. Like that's just really good situation. Like to be the Aaron Rodgers in his prime, in the prime of prime coach. Like you can't fuck that up because who's the coach of that team? Who's really the coach of that team? It's Aaron Rodgers. You know, who is really the coach of Peyton Manning there? It wasn't Tony Dungy, who's a fucking turd, by the way. It was, now I sound like Storey just slandering all these coaches, but it was, Peyton Manning. Like now Bill Belichick, I'll give a little more credit to because he flipped that roster and it was a longevity. You would win 7 or 6 Super Bowls. Like that's impressive shit. All right, let's get to these games over the weekend, and I want to get your take on them. Most confident plays, all that kind of stuff. Bills Broncos first game. We have this game opened at Bills minus 1.5. It's now Denver minus 1.5. Over under 46. I want to take the Bills, but I think I would take the Broncos. I think so.
Man, I just can't look away from Josh Allen at plus money in the playoffs. I understand, this Broncos team, this defense is really good. They're going to be at home. They had an extra week of rest. I just cannot look away from Josh Allen here, especially when you're looking up at his quarterback matchup of Josh Allen versus Bo Nix. That's what obviously Josh Allen's matchup is way harder than what it's going to be like for Bo Nix. We were talking about that earlier with CJ Stroud and Drake May, but I just cannot fade. I cannot bet against Josh Allen in the playoffs right now.
Good call from Blake. This is what I was going to say around these lines. I'm really worried about Josh Allen's health. He did get hurt like 4 times. He was already hurt before that. He was hurt in the Philly game. He didn't want to run in the Philly game. Like he's going to put it all on the line. It's just like how many more hits and blows can this guy take? I mean, he never misses games. Like he's going to play, but how effective will he be? I think if he takes a couple more hits, though, now what are you looking at? Maybe we see some Mitch Trubisky snaps. Who fucking knows?
I mean, I look at Josh Allen like a like literally a DJ Moore wide receiver. He will hobble off, like his leg just got obliterated, and he will be back out there after one play. Like that's Josh Allen. I understand his health will be, a little bit less, but just having Josh Allen out there, I think I cannot fade Josh Allen. It sounds unrealistic, I know, but just I cannot place money on the Broncos.
No, I get it. I don't think I was going to. I was just saying I would pick the Broncos. I'm not placing money on any of these games. And I'm doing props only, baby. Props only. This is the game that James Cook really needs to be effective and take some of the steam off Josh. Well, that is spoiler one of my bets. It's total yards for James Cook because I think he's going to be a little bit more used in the passing game than we've seen previously because they need it. Ty Johnson's still banged up. He might not play. That's another injury we're not talking about. It's a major injury, man, because they don't trust Ray Davis in the passing game. They don't trust Frank Gore Jr., who I forgot was even in the NFL anymore. All right, next game, 49. This is Saturday night, 49ers at Seahawks. 7. It's -7 Seahawks, maybe -7.5, depending on the book, over under 45. We just saw this play out week 18. This was for the bye, so it wasn't both teams were gunning for it, and it was 13-3 Seahawks. That game could have easily been 30-3 Seahawks. Sam Darnold did not play his best. Yep. Now you have no George Kittle. You do have Trent Williams for this game, which is huge. But, I mean, with the line, I know we're probably both picking the Seahawks straight up. But what do you think,
Whoa.
man?
Whoa.
What?
I'm seeing Harbaugh in the Giants.
Yeah, I always knew he was going to go there. I figured.
Well, the deal isn't final, but it's just I understand that's where I was predicting him to go. But when you see Schefter put something out like that, Just a little Woj bomb, but okay. So back to the game.
Draft picks,
Um,
draft picks. Jackson Dart. So Seahawks. We're all picking the Seahawks. I would say. Like I had to pick money. Like I'm not betting a money line, but confidence pool. I'm going to take the Seahawks. But with the line, is this a smash on taking the 49ers +7, especially if it's +7.5?
Yeah, if it reaches 7.5, I'm gonna be all over the Niners. I was all over the Niners against the Eagles. I mean, what that game was also it finished or it was somewhere around six and a
+6.
half. I mean, I hit that. I also hit the money line a little bit because I actually thought they could win the game, but I put a lot more
And 2-1.
on the +6.5, 6. So I mean, this is another one of those. If it reaches 7.5, I don't think it's gonna be a. I mean, I really don't think it's gonna finish a two-score game. We'll see how Sam Darnold is in the playoffs, but then again, this is completely different compared to what we saw last year with him. Um, that defense, man, is just gonna be it should be stellar. I could see if it's finishes 6.5, I would actually love to go to the Seahawks there.
Here's I'll make the case for the Niners. Do you remember that game? It was like week 7, Niners versus Rams. It was a Thursday night football game. There was no Brock Purdy, and you had an injured Mac Jones, and there was a lot of people out for the Niners. And they were, I think, 8-point underdogs, and they won that game straight up. And like
Yep.
the Kyle Shanahan factor, and McDonald's a good coach. I like him. He's very conservative, though. The Kyle Shanahan factor, we saw him, manufacture these big plays against the Eagles, who also have a great defense. And then the Juwan Jennings, the throwback double lateral pass to Christian McCaffrey. He has one or two of these plays every game he pulls out, and they always seem to work. So like that is worth 7 points to me. Where I feel like this line should and could be higher based on talent, based on rest, based on home field advantage, which is huge in Seattle. But those plays and the coaching, I feel like the coaching is a 3 to 4 point advantage. The big plays, so you have a 7-point swing just there. So therefore, I feel like it should be a 3-point line if that makes sense. Just because Kyle Shanahan, now no Kittle from Blake, no Kittle worries me. That worries me as well. Tungus is fine. Tungus is not as effective in the blocking game. So like we saw Christian McCaffrey averaged like 2.1 yards per carry, 2.2 yards per carry against the Eagles. The Eagles are tougher against the run than the Seahawks, but the Seahawks are still good against the run. And McCaffrey has not been efficient all year. So if you're not going to be able to run the ball, Brock Purdy's got to take care of the ball, and he's got a lot on his plate. I think he can do it. I think Brock Purdy is playing top 5 football right now in the league. Like he is playing amazing. You take away that week 18 game. You had the Bears game before that. You had the game before that. He had 4 touchdown pass. Like he's balling right now. And it doesn't matter if it's DeMarcus Robinson, maybe Ricky Pearsall comes back for this game. But man, 7 is just too many points. Too many points. It's also a divisional game. You know what I mean? Third time they played each other this year. Like I always put the edge on the points. I want the points in this situation. But the other end of it is the Seahawks are just such a far superior roster right now. And if Sam Darnold can just play a B game, give me a B, right?
Literally.
230 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Something like that. Seahawks aren't going to lose this game. So it really comes down to can Sam Darnold just protect the ball, and he should because that defense is just horrid. It's horrid. Salah's awesome, but it's bad roster. Blake, Fred Warner is still out. They activated him. He could come back for the championship game, I believe. That is
That's what I thought I heard. He was going to come back for the championship if they do in fact make it.
Look at that. We have our Michael Schefter in here. Chaz just brought up Giants hiring Ravens coach just in. Yeah, John Harbaugh. So you like the Seahawks in this game, but you like the Niners with the points, correct?
Yes, that's what I would. I mean, just elite coaches that we know that can scheme up guys. I mean, we saw it with LaFleur at the start of that Green Bay Bears game. I mean, those dudes were wide open. So I think it's going to be another one of those where the scheme is just going to be really good. We're going to see him coming out firing. The points will be great, but in the end, I think Seahawks take this.
Howdy, MVP. What's going on, man? Chaz, you drinking beer tonight or no?
No, I'm not. I got an early class tomorrow. I know it's kind of
what's early?
but
What's early?
I got to be up at 9.
Isn't it a rule at certain party schools, as Kentucky kind of is, you have to go to class hungover? Like, isn't that like a fucking rule? Like, you have to?
I mean, you could, but it's the first week. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to get that deep first week, man.
Simple Jack, the story of a mentally impaired farmhand who can talk to animals, was a box office disaster that many critics called one of the worst movies of all time.
Got a good brain.
I think you've got a fine brain, Jack.
You make me happy.
But now the question is, can speed...
Just calling you Simple Jack. That's what I do.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. What's going on, MVP? All right. Four more supers for the beer chug. We're 1/5 of the way there. And I will chug. I'll slam 2. I feel like slamming today. Let's do it.
Oh, boy, Rob.
Did I miss news on Tyler Bidet? I saw you full low drop on him. I put all $100 on Tyler Bidet. Me and Storey did, is because there's no running backs available, and he's still going to play like 14 snaps. I feel like in Denver, there's no news. It's just, there's no running backs available. There's no players available anymore. So
Yeah, it's just Rob and Storey just trying to get the best guy available that's going to be there for the playoffs.
Well, we have Ty Johnson.
Or more so who can actually make an actual impact.
I'll take 3 points for him. I don't give a fuck. At this point, you just want bodies, right? And like we don't have running back.
I mean,
Travion Henderson.
Yeah, I mean, you would have picked him up. So it's like these guys you're picking up are all bottom of the barrel. So you might as well go get your guy.
By the way, how bad is Travion Henderson? Like I did this whole thing with Storey on Monday, or it was on Monday or Sunday, whatever. I think it was on Monday. He's bad. Like, dude, I've never seen him break a tackle. He's not elusive. I want to hear your take on him, because Ramondre Stevenson's clearly a better running back at this stage of their careers, which is not, it's not good though, because Ramondre Stevenson is kind of just a guy. I like Ramondre Stevenson, always have. He's kind of just a guy. That's damning, because rookies, it's not like wide receivers or tight ends where it takes a while to kind of like, learn the intricacies of the position. You're a running back. Fucking run, break tackles. You're doing the same shit you did in college. Like, being running out of the backfield as routes and all that kind of stuff, and then pass blocking can be tough, which is one of his issues early in the year. But like, I'm just talking about as a runner, the guy he's very fast. Take that away. What does he offer? And like, I don't see him breaking tackles ever. Well, that's not good. That's not what we're sold, guys.
Yeah, we were not sold on that. But I mean, especially when you look at the games that he did explode, it felt like he had those long rushing touchdowns where he just wasn't like, he wasn't getting touched though. It was just a breakout. It was just a breakout. He had a hole and he hit it. He wasn't breaking arm tackles. He was just running as fast as he could, which is obviously what he can do. His speed's amazing. But yeah, when you actually look at him as a running back, especially when you have a guy like Ramondre Stevenson who's easily outperforming him by a mile right now, especially later on in his career with Stevenson, isn't he like 26, somewhere around there? So it's not a good look. Really, really not a good look at all. I wonder what's going to happen moving forward, especially after this year.
You know who I comped him to? I came to mind. I was making this whole rant on Monday. Remember Tevin Coleman? He is Tevin Coleman. Tevin Coleman's a fine player, decent receiver, really, really good north and south runner, right? Really fast. Remember the days with Atlanta? Like solid, but that's not a good comp. Like that isn't accurate. I'm saying it's not like if you're a Travion Henderson dynasty owner, like you don't want to hear Tevin Coleman's name, because all I heard was Jahmyr Gibbs. All I heard was Jahmyr Gibbs, bro. And I was always like, absolutely not. Like, no, not Jahmyr Gibbs. He is Tevin Coleman, which is fine. You're going to get 800 yards rushing. You're going to be 300 yards receiving. You get 6 touchdowns. Congratulations. Everyone next year is going to take him in the 3rd round and be disappointed. Meanwhile, Stevenson's going to go in the 9th round. And yeah, it's pretty.
It'll be the same thing. So. Yep.
Just shout out to the counselor who doesn't watch football, but he's still talking that he's still like making videos the other day. He's like, Trayvon Henderson's a league winner next year, bro. Fucking, he's always just like, dude, Stevenson's so bad. It's like, are you watching these games? Stevenson's a better player. If he's bad, then that means Henderson's worse. Because, dude, Stevenson is balling, bro. Like, I see him actually eluding people. It's fresh. Doesn't get tackled by arm tackles. Okay, let's move on to the Texans and Patriots. So this is, I know you're going to say Patriots. It's only -3. -3, -3.5 is probably where it's going to settle.
Yeah,
so
it's a lot closer than I expected.
Because Houston's defense is amazing. It's like,
is that good?
It is defense in the NFL, and it's good in all three levels. Stingley's awesome. Like, Lassiter's good. Like, you just name it, man. They have playmakers everywhere you look. They're healthy on that side of the ball. So you're taking Patriots. Are you taking Patriots? Let's say it's -3.5. Would you be inclined to take Texans? Take your heart out of it with the fantasy league. Would you be inclined to take plus the 3.5?
I could see that. I could see this coming down to, one of those field goals where it's, it's tied. Drake May maybe needs to go and just drive him down the field, get him down to the 40, get him down to the 30, and just kick a field goal. I think it could be one of those type of games where it finishes, 10-13, maybe 10-7. But we could see something like that. It's gonna be hard to score the ball, I think, for both sides, especially with how bad CJ Stroud played last week. If he plays like that again, it's gonna be really bad. But I think he's gonna play better this week, obviously. But I think it'll be a struggle for both teams, and this will come down to a final kick, in my opinion.
All right, we're gonna hold off on comment for a minute. I want to do the last game here, and then we'll get to all the comments, gentlemen. So I am taking the Texans in this game to win the game. Believe it or not, I'm taking the Texans. Yes, even without Nico Collins, they don't need him. CJ Stroud is going to clean things up. Drake May is in for a world of hurt. I called it in the Chargers game. It just like the Chargers could and should have won that game if they had any offense. Drake May is turnover prone. We didn't see it this year because they played a lot of really, really bad teams. But he is prone to fumbles. He extends plays too long. We saw it a lot in the preseason, actually. Haven't really seen it in the regular season, but give me the Texans defense. I know it's going to be a close game. I think Fairbairn's a better kicker than Borregales. I know Borregales has been good. He's still a rookie. Give me the better kicker. Give me the better defense. And I think that CJ Stroud's going to do just enough to win this game, and you're going to be out of the fantasy playoffs, bitch. Let's go. I'm not just saying that with my heart.
I hope that doesn't happen. I hope that doesn't happen.
I hope it does happen.
I can definitely see that, though. But I don't know. I just think I will say, though, that left side of the line for the Patriots, I mean, obviously they were getting killed last game. So I'm hoping they step it up a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I'll take the Texans 3.5, but give me New England all day.
Let's do it, baby.
Good. Tell me everything.
Okay, they were both here. They were both inside me. Eduardo was in my mouth and Luther was in my butt.
Oh my God, no, don't tell me everything. What? No, what?
Damn it, Bonnie.
Eduardo who?
Sanchez.
Holy shit, tell us more.
Then Luther went in Eduardo's butt for a while.
Tell us less. Tell us less.
Then they both completed on each other. I was left out of the finale.
Chaz's face, that entire fucking clip is just like, what the fuck is it? It's Always Sunny, baby. It's awesome.
It is. I
haven't
watched that in such a long time, man. It's like every time you show one of the clips, it's like, man, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, it's a great show. Okay. Sunday, late game, 5:30 p.m. Central, Rams at Bears. We have Rams -3.5, over under 48.5. On the road, Rams are -3.5. Let's not forget, Rams were 10.5 point favorites on the road against the piss poor Panthers. They almost lost that fucking game straight up, Chaz.
It took a Matthew Stafford miracle, and that last catch needs to be talked about more with what wasn't a Parkinson. I mean, coming around the corner, like turning his body completely, like 180, and then reaching out full hand extension or full arm extension and getting that ball for the touchdown was absolutely insane. I mean, I was on the way to the game. We were walking, so like I just remember I sat down on my seats and I see the guy in front of me watching it. I'm like, how the hell are the Panthers winning right now? So then obviously I start watching it, and that drive was really good. I don't know how the hell it was even close. I just like when I left, they were up, 7, and it looked like they controlled the game. Um, it'll
I'll
be
tell you
interesting
how
to
the
see
Rams
though.
special teams are atrocious. Every game they're getting a field goal blocked, a punt blocked, like they're letting up big returns. Like that's the upside with the Bears in this game is that they fired the Rams fired their special teams coordinator. What was it, week 15, which is really weird, but it doesn't matter. Their special teams unit's bad. It's not the coordinator. They're bad, and that is a big Achilles heel in these games where you have the new kickoff rules where, kicking out of bounds is really bad. Kicking it short of the landing zone is really bad. Giving up big returns, like field position can be so flipped. And then like just the field goal operation, punting operation, like those kind of things, it's an issue. And that's the problem. And here's the upside with the Bears as well. You've seen how the Bears are going to play Ben Johnson going for it fourth and 2. Was it 4th and 3 on his own 32? 4th and 4? It was not 4th and 1.
He went for it a lot. He went for it a lot.
Yeah. His
that
own
game on
his own
Saturday.
32 was that the first quarter too, or like the early second quarter? I mean, Ben Johnson,
It was
this is not the
early.
fourth quarter. So like I like this kind of stuff, playing for the win. But here's the thing: eventually, this could catch up to the Bears, and we have a game where we just get blown the fuck out. Now, Caleb's playing too good for that possibly to happen. But if we fall behind this team 24-7, we've seen that Sean McVay is not going to take his foot off the gas. And I am taking the Rams in this game. I know 3.5. It might seem blast. I shouldn't do it. I've been not fading the Bears, but just not believing in the Bears for a while now, at least to this point, right? That they were just winning playoff games and all these comebacks. I want to take the Rams. I know the weather's an issue, but Matt Stafford did play in Detroit. I know Detroit's a dome, but he played in the NFC North for a long time.
He went to Chicago all the time.
This is not a Tua situation, right? People are using these
not
things.
A Tua. Yeah,
and a lot of people are using the stats, right? Of like Matt Stafford, this, and it's the same thing as
BS.
I heard about the Steelers. Steelers are 21-0 at Monday Night Football. All these stats. It's like, have you watched the Steelers play football this year? I know it's not a great comparison, but like looking into past is not necessarily predictive of the future. Like these are just random. Like we don't know all the details of these stats. Like give me the teams right now. The Rams were the best team in the regular season in my mind all year. They stumbled a little bit toward that. Devontae Adams getting hurt really hurt them. Now Devontae Adams did not look 100% healthy in that game against the Panthers. One more week of rest. Puka's playing too well right now. Puka is a god, and Devontae's a god, and Matt Stafford has a chip on his shoulder. What's your pick on this one? And give me your pick with your head, not your heart.
I hate that I do also have to say this. Obviously, the heart of me is a Bears fan, wants me to say Bears all the way. The Bears are gonna, do this. I think it's going to be so hard for us to win this game on Sunday. Because the thing is, we don't, I mean, I don't know if you've noticed this, but we don't really bring pressure in the first half. Like, we don't bring guys. The first half, it seems like we just love, hoping that our 4-man rush can get there. And I'm not going to lie, it usually is shaky. If we do what we have been doing and giving up a bunch of points in that first half, and then you start bringing pressure, and yes, that'll leave our guys on islands. And right now, our cornerbacks cannot, like, they would get killed by Puka and Devontae Adams. I think even when it's 1-on-1, even if they're not blitzing or whatever, I just think Stafford is gonna like just pick apart our defense all game long, and I think it's gonna be. I mean, if using my brain, I would take Rams and the points just easily. Like I think I could see us losing by 10 plus. I could see us somehow winning this game, But when I'm looking at this game and I'm looking at my brain, I'm looking at what I'm looking at the actual rosters and how the teams look on a field. I think the Rams jump out early, and I just think it's going to be hard from there for us to come back.
The only way to slow down this offense and stop Stafford is bringing pressure and generating pressure. And typically it's going to be with a 4-man front. The Bears are incapable of doing that. Their front four is
we can't do that.
Not bottom 5 in the playoffs. They're bottom 5 in the NFL. They have been this year. And the other problem is we don't have the best blitzing linebackers. And for 2, Puka and Stafford have that connection right now. Devontae Adams has grown to have that connection, especially in the red zone. So if you try to bring 6 guys, like you will get burned and you will get toasted. And the way they're rocking these 12 personnel formations, where it's a big jumbo formation, but they're passing so efficiently out of it. It's just a nightmare matchup for the Bears defense. I think the upside is that the Rams defense just got cooked by Bryce Young. They've been cooked in recent history by every team they've played. Their secondary is poo. This becomes a good old-fashioned shootout, and it comes down to special teams, right? Both offenses are clicking, last possession kind of game, and they make the fatal flaw of, a blocked punt like we saw in the Panthers game, a blocked field goal, something like that. Like, that's the upside with the Bears, is you got to get into, usually it's like, in this situation, you want a mucky game when you're not the same class of team almost. You want to muck the game up like the Steelers and some of these teams do. The Bears need to make this a shootout and just make it a shootout up and down the field and make it a one, kind of like that game we had against the Niners, where, let's be honest, the Bears had a chance to win that game against the Niners. We could not stop the Niners at all. And that's my worry, is that the Niners, what Brock Purdy did to us, I think this offense is just as good, if not better, than the Niners offense, just because I trust Stafford a little bit more than Brock Purdy. Like, Stafford does take care of the ball a little better than Brock.
Yep. I mean, you explained it perfectly. I mean, that is probably one of the only ways that we have a chance to win this game, is if it just comes down. It'll be hard to kick. It'll be hard for whoever their kicker is. It's just hard for special teams to fully execute at Soldier. Like, kicking wise, it's hard. We saw last week with McManus. It's not easy when it's really cold there. So that's one thing. But yeah, if we come out slow in the first quarter, it would almost be over for us. That's what I would think. Especially with how well Matt Stafford is, or how well he's playing, how good he is, how good that offense is. I think if we come out slow and our first two drives we're looking at the same thing as last game, and we're getting, first two drives, we're getting 3 points. It'd be so hard for us to win that game.
Agreed. Michael says, is Harbaugh on the Giants good for Scatabo? I don't think so, because we saw him pull Derrick Henry off the field far too much. That's Derrick fucking Henry. Now, I think the upside for Scatabo is Tyron Tracy is a converted wide receiver out of college, and Scatabo is a really good receiver. So that maybe is the upside, but he just has a propensity to play two backs. And Scatabo was living on massive snap share, all the goal line work, all the receiving down work. That was where the money was made. Now, if this offense takes a big step forward, it's not going to matter for Scatabo. He can live on 68% of the snaps.
Yep. Yeah, the Harbaugh is just one of those guys who doesn't give a fuck. And he says, he doesn't care what, reporters say. He doesn't care what outside people say. He will, it's Derrick Henry. It's Derrick Henry. And in the prime moments, we saw he was like, nope, I got to rest him. I got to make this a timeshare. He even got scrutinized for it after the game. I don't think he cared. Like, he's just that kind of guy. He doesn't care. Unless you have, God, it's literally Derrick Henry, though. Yeah, if their offense is as good as I think it will be next year, I don't think it'll matter, because I think you're going to have a very good offense. But yeah, if in my opinion, it definitely hurts them a little bit.
Michael says, I put $9 on Shanahan winning coach of the year. Probably won't hit, but pays out 300. I think Shanahan should be coach of the year. All the injuries, and I know, like, obviously Vrabel, Ben Johnson, Vrabel, they're up there for sure. But dude, Kyle Shanahan has really, like, it's been magical. Like, it's been surgical, and his coaching's the difference in my mind. These other teams, Vrabel's culture was huge. Ben Johnson just reinvigorated everything and has a nice pairing with Caleb. But for me, it's Shanahan. What do you think? You think it's gonna be Vrabel?
I think it'll be.
Mike McDonald could have it too.
There's a bunch of guys out there, but yes, I definitely like what Michael's going with here. Like, Shanahan, I look at Shanahan, and I also put LaFleur in there. I know that's hard to say after what just happened last weekend, but LaFleur's plan coming into that last weekend, amazing. We saw Shanahan's plan against the Bears. We saw Shanahan's plan against the Eagles. He just always Like I don't, especially with what also happened earlier in the year, losing your starter quarterback for what 8 weeks, right? It was something like 8 weeks,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
still being able to go out and win a bunch of those games and keep your team in it. I mean, they were fighting for the 1 seed in the last game, and with missing their quarterback, missing a lot of guys. In my opinion, he should be the coach of the year, but I think in the end it'll be Vrabel.
We forgot to mention Liam Cohen from Blake in the bottom. Liam Cohen actually should
Yeah,
win it.
what
Actually, I mean, think about it. The
yeah,
Jaguars.
they won 8 straight games, right, to end the year.
Mhm.
I think that was it.
Yeah.
8 straight games. They were hot. They almost beat Josh Allen in the playoffs. I mean, yeah, there was a bunch of guys who could get it this year, but yeah, Shanahan definitely. Oh, Alec. Oh
That's Alec
boy.
Baldwin, by the way. Alec
Hey,
Jodway is his stage name. He's trying to like go undercover. That's Alec Baldwin, the actor. He murdered
hey,
somebody. Shout out to Alec.
The Lions are trending down, buddy. The Lions are trending down.
I'm still not worried about the Lions. Blake says Devontae Adams TD for 100% for old time's sake. I would say so. I mean, he hasn't caught one in a while, so he catch a touchdown every game, right? How about my Seahawks from Brian Payton? They're
good.
looking great, but it's not a. I mean, it seems like an easy matchup on paper. Let me ask you this: would you, if you were the Seahawks, would you rather seen? I know it wouldn't happen because of seeding. Would you rather see the Bears or would you rather see the Niners in this game?
Ooh.
The Kittle-less Niners.
The Kittle-less Niners. I would say the Niners, just because you don't want to. Well, would they be playing at? They're still playing at home, no matter what
Mhm,
in this
mhm.
scenario.
Yeah.
I'm still going with the Niners. I mean, it's just been scary what the Bears have been able to do all year long. You don't know what they can come out with. Like I said, we think they're probably going to lose this game. Obviously, our hearts are saying that they can. They could definitely come out and win this. But yeah, a Kittle-less Niners. I understand Shanahan's a great coach. Purdy's playing at almost an MVP type level right now, and he has been for the past 3 to 4 weeks, except for that Seahawks game. Um, yeah, I would definitely, especially with that beat up defense. Like they don't have a lot of their guys. I would much rather see the Niners if I'm the Seahawks.
Will Tomlin be an NFL head coach again? Most certainly. I don't think it's going to be this year. I think he wants a refresher. And I don't remember who brought it up, but apparently there's some personal issues he's dealing with. I think he might have knocked the chick up.
Ooh, I did not know that.
Yeah. And
Eesh.
let's hope he didn't. What was it? Was it the Ohio State coach that held the knife to the chick's throat, broke into her house? Was it Ohio State? Some college
Whoa.
coach.
I don't
Yeah.
even know.
Oh yeah,
All
Tomlin will
sounds
be
terrible,
coaching
though.
again though. We'll say that. And
Yep.
good call by Blake. The Steelers do retain the rights for Tomlin, so they'd have to trade him or grant his release essentially. But they don't have any interest. They get a 6th-round pick for Mike Tomlin, right? Maybe more.
I think you can get a lot more. I mean, I look at that roster and I see the coaches that he hired alongside of him. I think a team would definitely pay like a 3rd-round pick for him or second.
It
Maybe.
was the Michigan coach, Sharon Moore, is the one that they remember they released him.
Oh,
Like he
I didn't know he held
knocked
the
a chick
knife
up.
to
He knocked
someone.
he
Lucky
knocked
Fair.
a staff member up, and then he broke into her house with like a knife, like OJ style, and like fucking like threatened her. She didn't have an abortion. What he should have done was just use a
Eesh.
knife on the fetus. You know what I mean? You're already there.
At that point,
Like,
if you're already
in
gonna break in
Mexico
with
they
a
do it with
knife,
like
you already got,
yeah.
you
In
know, you're
Mexico they
already
do it with like
there.
coat hangers. You know, they shove that up there. So there's ways to do it. I mean, I'm not advising it. I'm just saying it's happened before. So MVP needs a Doomsday to do something this week. He ran 54 of 72 routes and got 2 catches last week. That's crazy that the Bears ran that many plays. That is
Yeah,
wacky
72.
shit.
Jeez.
That is wacky.
I mean, yeah, it felt like though. I mean, we finished up that first half, and I remember looking at the time of possession and was like, man, like we're winning this time of possession by a lot, and we're down 18. It was like, what's going on here? It's just, yeah. I mean, I can actually see that they ran 72 plays because they had the ball for a lot, especially that majority of that second half. The 4-4
Look
now
at
4-3
Spitz's
notes.
picture. Fucking lawyer. It's like
Yeah,
Storey. He's
man,
going to the Bears game
he's
next
a friggin'
Bears
G.
game Sunday. More basketball content. Nobody watches the basketball content. Spitz. I have not been watching the NBA. I am in on this awesome playoff run. I need a breather. Still be doing 4 shows a week, but yeah. I've been rocking this shit for a while. Get a little breather, you know what I mean? Just a little breather. Just a little breather. Cohen, Ben Johnson, Vrabel, McDonald. These are all the coach of the years. We got Mike Campbell in here. Chug, 2 out of 5 this week. Let's get 5 out of 5. Chug it. There goes Campbell. Love you, Campbell. I just saw that you text me, Campbell, or you called me. I was prepping for the show. My bad, bro. What's going on? Chaz won't do it because he's got an early class tomorrow, which is just pussy shit. But it's fine.
Yeah.
Spitz says, "What do you think about the electric plant next to the 49ers facility and the conspiracy behind it making players more susceptible to injuries?" Here's what I'll say: is that Christian McCaffrey's not. So, like, this is a guy that should be susceptible to injuries, but. Is that a conspiracy? It's weird, right?
I think it's just a conspiracy.
Shouldn't they be more susceptible to like cancer? You know what I mean? Opposed to injuries.
Yeah, I think it's more susceptible to other things, and also with how the NFL has gone to the safety of the players. If there was anything that was correlated to the actual injuries of being that close to the electric plant, then they would have moved it. But I think it's just pure coincidence about what's going on. I think the plant is just kind of being like a placeholder for the excuse of like the injuries.
Yeah, I think so. You know what? For my boy Campbell in here, who thank you. I'm up to $3 in the show. That's I'm killing right now.
You're
Killing,
doing
bro. I'm gonna do one for you anyway, just because.
I told my wife I wouldn't drink tonight. Besides, I got a big day tomorrow.
It's a big day. You doing what?
Well, actually, pretty nice little Saturday. We're gonna go to Home Depot. Yeah, buy some wallpaper, maybe get some flooring, maybe Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know. I don't know if we'll have enough time.
Here we go. It's fast, bro. Fucking fast.
Yes, Peter, you're more excited than Adrian Peterson at an arboretum.
Daddy, what kind of tree is that?
Man, I want to beat you with so many things around here.
EP.
Blake says the Saints received the Broncos 2023 first-round pick and 2024 second-round pick, while the Broncos got Peyton and sent back a 2024 third-round pick. Well, that was also just bad. I know it's been kind of working out for them somehow. So I mentioned 6th-round pick for Mike Tomlin. I think that I love Tomlin. He's a culture guy. I feel like Sean Payton's a much more sought-after coach because of his offensive mind. Maybe a 3rd-round pick. I think they might have. That's a lot. What do you think about trading for coaches? That's a lot. Can you believe that the Broncos gave up that much? The Broncos gave up that much for Sean Payton and gave up so much for Russell Wilson and paid Russell Wilson, and they're where they're at right now.
Yeah, I don't know how. I mean, obviously we were able to. We know how they did it, but like, yeah, giving up 2-3 firsts for Wilson, and then giving up a first for Payton. I mean, that organization has done an A+ job in the past 2 to 3 years. With just how they operated, how they got guys, how they built up their elite defense. Yeah, it's incredible what they've been doing over there.
I mean, you see like these great organizations, but Denver has been a pretty great organization. They overcome like bad, let's go back to the Niners, right? Like the Trey Lance debacle. That was an all-time debacle. Like they got a guy who is just not capable of playing quarterback. Like the Trubisky thing was bad for the Bears, but at least Trubisky, he did lead us to a number 1 seed, right? The double doink, all that kind of shit. But like Trey Lance is just not a quarterback. So they traded up. It was the same exact situation. And I guess you could say they got lucky with Brock Purdy, but they still drafted Brock Purdy. You know what I mean? And like we just see them. This is why the Niners are a great organization, though. Most teams would have kept Trey Lance for 2 or 3 years and trotted his ass out there and lost, right? What do they do? The second they're like, this guy can't play, he's off our team. The bad franchises don't do that. They literally just keep on running the guy out there because they want to make it work. And if you're a good franchise, John Lynch is an amazing GM. Shanahan's an amazing evaluator, play caller, captain of the team. You just let these guys go. So I guess that's kind of what Indianapolis has done with Anthony Richardson. But do you have hope for Anthony Richardson? I do. I personally do.
Richardson is a weird. especially if he we'll see. We'll see if he sits another year. It was just that when he came out, he was so young, and then he got thrown into that role of he had to do so much at so young with very little experience. He didn't even play that many snaps in college at quarterback, so the reps just weren't there, and then he got forced in the starter. So I think, yeah, if he sits another year behind Danny Dimes, I don't know what else that they're gonna do because Danny Dimes be coming off
Well,
an
Danny
Achilles
Dimes is
tail.
still. They have to pay Danny Dimes. They haven't even
He is
paid
a
him yet,
free
so we don't
agent.
even
Yeah, he
know.
is a free agent. So
I've
it
heard
was in
Malik
your
Willis.
younger
Malik
deal.
Willis to the Colts. I've heard that. That makes some sense.
That makes some sense. I just don't see how you don't bring back Danny Dimes. I understand the injury. I understand what happened later, but the guy was also playing through an injury. They were what, like 8-1, right? Like they were
Yeah.
good until it came out. He started playing through an injury, and then he tore the Achilles, and then that's when it all went downhill from there. Um, I think they'd be dumb not to pay him, my opinion, but I guess we'll see. I
Mac
could see
Jones
them.
is not a free agent, by the way, MJ. Not a free agent. So they'd have to trade Mac Jones, which I think the landing spot for me, I thought made most sense for Mac Jones was the Vikings. If they trade him to the Vikings, that's a good landing spot because that's a bridge guy that has a really cheap contract. One more thought on Anthony Richardson. I at least know Anthony Richardson has that physical ability. The thing with Trey Lance is he actually wasn't that gifted. Like, regardless of his accuracy, his arm strength is not Anthony Richardson's. His athletic ability is not Anthony Richardson's, and his size is not Anthony Richardson's. Like, Richardson's bigger, stronger, faster. Like, he is a freak of freaks. It's just that he is such a bad passer in terms of the short intermediate game, and he can't read
Yep.
defenses. Now, you could get past the not reading defenses if you have a good coordinator. Steichen is that. But if you can't hit layup throws to Josh Downs, if you can't hit your running back on a tiny little wheel route when there's no one on him, like, then there's no hope. So I feel like that can be coached. And let's not forget, Josh Allen was booed when they took Josh Allen. The Bills fans booed, okay, because Josh Allen was the rawest of raw prospects. He played in Wyoming, lower competition, right? His rookie year was a rusher, literally terrible passer. He was missing guys like Anthony Richardson, right? Like throwing the ball literally 4 feet over people's heads. And Brian Dable, let's give him some credit there. And they worked on Josh Allen. Now, Josh Allen was a better prospect than Anthony Richardson, but the draft capital would say he wasn't because Anthony Richardson went higher. I think that was partially due to how young Anthony Richardson was. It was like, this dude has 9 games of starting experience in Florida, and it's just the raw materials to work with Anthony Richardson was unlike anything we've ever seen. Honestly, we had never seen it. Cam Newton was the only one with that size speed combo, and Cam Newton was a lot more NFL ready, I guess is the difference. And that was the only one we've really ever seen with that. I think of like Dante Culpepper, right? Donovan McNabb on a lesser level because he was only 6'2". But like there's not many guys that are this physically gifted. And it's like it kind of baffles you that how do they fail, right? It's because the quarterback position is incredibly hard to play. There's so much more at stake than just, oh, can you throw far? Can you run? It's not that. There's a million other things. And look at some of the guys that have flamed out. Like, look at a guy like Josh Rosen, man. Josh Rosen was that dude. He was Jared Goff, right? 6'5", 220,
Yep.
immobile, but he was, a pocket passer plus. And Josh Rosen got no chance in the NFL because I think he was just an asshole. He was like a Ryan Leaf. But like, how did that guy miss? So like he was the opposite of an Anthony Richardson, but he whiffed so fast. So fast. I still think Josh Rosen deserves a chance in the NFL. Am I crazy?
That's an interesting take, Al. After what we saw from him while he was in the NFL. It's
I
just
watched
tough with
Max
Richardson.
Brosmer play quarterback this year. He started multiple games. I saw like every year
That
we
is
see
true.
these terrible quarterbacks. It's like, why are these dudes getting the chance? Like, I know he was a rookie, but like, and maybe that's not the best example because he was a rookie. But like, we just see some of these dudes just getting rehashed and played. Like, what is going on, man? Like, how old do you think Josh Rosen even is? Like 30? Just saying, like, he's not old.
He can't be that. I mean, yeah, he's got to be around 30 by now. I mean, Yeah, I mean the thing about Brosmer was like when they were talking about him on the broadcast when I was watching some of those games, they literally sounded like he was a Make-A-Wish quarterback. Like like he should not be in the NFL. And I'm like, man, like this guy's starting for, the Vikings. Like his like it was very interesting. J Bob, you guys should be popping champagne over there because man, if you guys hire somebody competent for the OC or yeah, for your OC, it's gonna be back to what it was last year and the year before. So you guys should be very happy.
So, J Bob, I know you've been MIA for a couple days. I don't blame you. That was a rough one. I hope you didn't put the
That was
house
rough.
on the Eagles money line. You know, just so you know, if you did, I did advise you because it's a win-win situation. He was going to put $100. So he had started out with $20 in his account. He was doing small bets. He was up to $100 from all my bets. He was going to put $100 in the Eagles money line, but it was like minus 240. I was like,
the
that's
line was so
cool.
bad.
But what you could do to win the same amount of money was put $25 on the Niners money line and still have your 70 in your account if they lose. And it's a win-win because then if the Eagles lose, you win $50, right? It was plus 200. I bet it plus 200. I put like $30 on plus 200. And that's a double, you get both. So, and you're still rooting for the Eagles because $25 doesn't matter. Like your fandom matters more. So anyway, Petula fired yesterday. We are so back. Well, Sirianni's not good either. So, I heard an interesting take. About so it's I'm gonna compare this. Matt LaFleur and Sirianni, okay? Matt LaFleur is getting a lot of shit. Matt LaFleur has had some epic losses. I go back to the remember the game when they were up by 8 or down by 8 with 2:20 left against it was the first year Brady was on the Bucs and they kicked the field goal. It was 4th and goal from the 9-yard line. He kicked the field goal. They never got the ball back. They did have 3 timeouts. Doesn't matter. You're against Tom Brady. Know your audience,
yeah,
right?
Tom Brady.
And like, there's just been that's a bad call. Like you have Aaron Rodgers. Like either way, he's had some legendary fails in the playoffs, but he also gets you there every year. I think Matt LaFleur is a great coach. I think he's an idiot in terms of
great.
He's great in the macro. He's bad in the micro. That's Matt LaFleur. And there's a lot. Kyle Shanahan's had these issues too. Like, let's not forget, offensive coordinator 28-3 on the Falcons. Like that happened. That was Kyle Shanahan. But my thing is, if they fire Matt LaFleur tomorrow, how many teams would hire Matt LaFleur as their head coach? I think every team. Right?
Yeah, I was gonna say I would definitely question, Ben Johnson. I mean, man, that it would definitely be a debate. It would definitely be a debate.
No,
I think,
I'm saying how many
coach,
teams that have open spots, like all the teams that have open coaching vacancies.
No, I would say I would say every one of those, and I would say a lot of teams would also consider moving on from their head coach.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying because I would debate it. I love LaFleur. I think he did not lose them that game at all.
Johnson,
it was
we want Ben Johnson.
I love LaFleur, man.
Fuck,
After watching LaFleur
like
for the
LaFleur
past
too,
4 to 5 years of LaFleur, just his scheming, what he does is so good, and not enough. I don't know how he's getting shit for this. They missed 2 field goals. They missed an extra point. They put up 28. This was not on LaFleur. This was not on LaFleur. You call a timeout, and then Jordan Love out of a timeout gets a delay game. Like what is LaFleur can't change that. It's like he did not lose them that game at all. He should not be getting scrutinized at all for this loss. I know it's
Speaking
crazy
of that,
what I'm saying.
The Eagles had the same thing happen too. Remember, they burned a timeout instead of taking the delay game, which was awful because if you don't do that, you have 43 seconds and you can get the ball back. Regardless, what is on the floor is what I mentioned: the kicking the field goal up down 8 against the the GOAT Tom Brady. But so I go back to what I was saying though. So how many open jobs like Matt LaFleur would have his choice? Everyone would want him. Everyone. I would take Matt LaFleur over John Harbaugh. Matt LaFleur or John Harbaugh right now for the Raiders, for instance. Like you want an upcoming coach. Okay. So how many of these teams would want Nick Sirianni?
I mean, Harbaugh is on the Giants though, but
no, I'm saying how many of these teams would want Nick Sirianni though? Like Is there a market? That's what I was trying to wonder. Like, what does Nick Sirianni do? Because he doesn't call plays, right? He's not innovative. He doesn't seem to be a locker room guy. He's not like Mike Vrabel, right? Everyone loves Mike Vrabel, right? His team, like, you see what he did with that team. You have Sirianni going to chase down AJ Brown and try to fight him on the sideline. Like, obviously the players don't seem to like the dude. So, like, I don't know what Nick Sirianni does. Obviously, he won a Super Bowl, right? He went to a Super Bowl, won a Super Bowl, but that's also Howie Roseman being the best GM ever, and the best roster. I just don't
GM
know,
ever.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know if Sirianni's good. I know LaFleur is a good coach. At least I know in the regular season he's a good coach. I don't know what Sirianni does. That's all my thing. So I think that Pachulo is a nice scapegoat. He should have been fired week 6, week 5. He should have never been hired, right?
He should have been fired.
The thing is, that was Sirianni's best buddy too, right? Like, that's why he hired him. So it's like, they hired Kellen Moore. That was a good hiring. That was not, that was not Sirianni's control. Sirianni wins the Super Bowl and says, I'm going to hire my best buddy as offensive coordinator. Gross. So I just don't know what Sirianni does. What does he do? Tell me what he does. He argues and just talks shit to fans and like,
And then you'll see him in the media. It's like Nick Sirianni fired up after the win. It's like, he'll be talking his trash after the game. It's like, dude, like, I just don't know. I don't know. It's just, like, there's so many things on that team that's just covered up because of how good Howie is and how, like, stupid that roster is offensively and defensively. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting for years to come to see what happens there. I think they'll be fine if they just, hire the right OC, but we'll see.
Yeah, MVP rewatching Eastbound and Down A+ series. You know what? I have not seen much of it, man, and I love Danny McBride. I love Danny McBride. So I probably have to look into it. Another one I was watching was the Righteous Gemstones. I only watched the first season of that. It's like a take on like big religion and big like mega churches, which is just a fucking great topic to make a comedy about because how just dark and like corrupt they are. It's got Jeff Goodman and Danny McBride. I gotta watch Eastbound and Bound again.
Well, did you just see what? Do you know who Drewski is? I don't know I know that might be past year. Drewski, do you know who he is?
No.
Okay, so basically he does skits of just skits like making fun of things. And what he did was he did a skit where he was a pastor of a mega church, and it was basically just all about like him just trying to get as much money as he can, and like it's basically just showing like how it's not really like a church. It's more of like a money laundering scheme of where you just get people to give them money and then you get rich off of it. Like it was really funny. You should look it up. But I mean, Drewski's more my time, not your time. But he literally just did a whole skit making fun of that.
GT says Anthony Richardson is not going to be a thing for at least 2 or 3 years, if that. I think it'll be sooner than that if it happens at all. But the question is, does it happen at all? This one's wild. Mac Jones to the Colts for a 5th rounder. Mac Jones is going to fetch a 2nd rounder, my dude. With what I know it's the Kyle Shanahan thing, but also let's not forget Mac Jones played pretty well with Jacksonville last year. He really did. And that was not a product of Liam Cohen because he was not there yet. So let's be honest, Mac Jones played better than Trevor Lawrence last year.
He was, well, I mean, last year, obviously, yes. Last year he was playing really good, but this year he was playing injured. He was playing injured for the Niners, and he still looked
warrior,
really
bro.
good.
Warrior,
being a warrior out there. But like, yeah, he will fetch a lot more than a 5th.
GT, I'll give you this: that when Anthony Richardson tapped out of that game because he was tired, I get it, man. He's also a young kid. Let's not write him off.
Yeah, he's learning.
He's not Jamarcus Russell, right? I hope not.
Yeah, he's not. I don't think so.
Good call. Also got hurt on and off the field. The workout band. It's just funny. This is a good comment from Blake. If I'm being honest, I still think Levis and Richardson both will be okay at some point in their careers. I know it's crazy to say, but about Levis, but he cleans up the turnovers, some crazy plays. He can be good, dude. I like Will Levis. I think What's funny is I'll take the L on this one at this point. I compared Jackson Dart to Will Levis coming out because they're similar players, right? They both were erratic in college, but they're physical specimens, right? Dude, Will Levis is a monster of a man. He's fast, he's athletic, big arm. Just the Titans are a bad organization. They're really, I mean, regardless of what they've had in terms of coaches, think of what they gave up. They gave up Mike Vrabel. They fired Mike Vrabel. They gave away Derrick Henry. They literally gave away AJ Brown for Treylon Burks.
Yeah.
Like the list goes on and on. The coaching, the organization, it was good with Vrabel. They had a nice little thing going there. They were like the little engine that could, right? They were just never like anyone's favorites. They were gross, mucky football, but they made the playoffs. And Will Levis it's a bad situation. And the thing is, certain guys can overcome any situation, Chaz. A guy like Will Levis needs to be in a good situation. Right. And like a lot of these quarterbacks flame out just in general because talent is always there. Will Levis has a lot of talent. Anthony Richardson has almost too much talent. And they're in bed. Now, the problem with Anthony Richardson, he was in a good situation. Like, that's the problem with AR, right? He was actually in a good situation. We saw what Danny Dimes did coming in there after what happened with the Giants. But I think Levis is a great buy low. If you could buy, I mean, dude, let's just talk about Malik Willis. Like, he was left for dead after the Titans because they did him dirty. And he was never ready for the NFL. And the LaFleur gets his hands on him. And what is Malik Willis, like 4-1 in his career as a starter with the Packers?
Very good. He's very, very good. And the numbers he puts up, rushing wise, throwing wise, just being able to control a game, very good. So yeah, I mean, this also is just Will Levis also coming out of college. I mean, I watched him at Kentucky. I was so surprised seeing him drop and drop and drop and drop. Because I mean, as you said, he's a physical specimen. He's like, especially his pro day. His pro day was really good. I don't know what team saw that made him go in the second round. I was surprised, but I think him and Willis. I think I could definitely see them further down the line, just being those competent starters that can get teams 8, 9, 10 wins maybe. They won't blow you out of the water.
Here's the issue with Willis, though, is like, could you see Malik Willis getting a bag and then just sucking with like a bad team? You know what I mean? Like, because it's been a nice situation with Green Bay and Matt Flynn. Remember Matt Flynn with the Packers? Matt Flynn has those 2 awesome games when Aaron Rodgers sits at a 5-touchdown game. The Seahawks paid him a bag. That's when they drafted Russell Wilson in the 3rd round. And then Matt Flynn has just never been heard from again. And Matt Flynn got paid like $70 million back. It was like 12 or probably 15 years ago. Because off two games. And I know Willis has a little bigger sample size and he has some decent draft capital. Matt Flynn was like a pipsqueak. He was like a 5'10" quarterback. I'm just worried someone's going to give Willis too much money. And I like Willis. I loved him coming out of the draft. His pro day, go back and watch Malik Willis's pro day. It was, dude, the throws he was making, it was unreal. He was so athletic. I love Malik Willis, but he just can't read a defense. And somehow LaFleur is a quarterback whisperer, and Blake says so happy to see y'all defend LaFleur. And here's also my thing about firing these coaches. He hasn't been there long enough. Like Harbaugh, I get it. Such a long time, right? Kind of the same thing in Pittsburgh. Like such a long time. You need a change. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like a stale relationship. At some point, you probably won't find better, but you're just done with this one. And LaFleur hasn't been there long enough. You're not going to upgrade from LaFleur. If you fire Matt LaFleur right now, are you going to upgrade from Matt LaFleur? Like who is out there? Who? Nobody.
Yeah, they would be struggling to upgrade for the next 3 to 4 years. I think. I just see LaFleur as such a good head coach that I don't know why he's getting scrutinized.
And I know isn't his deal up?
His deal is up though, but
he has one more year under contract, so he's a lame duck coach next year. So he wants a lot of money. Unfortunately, his bargaining power after that game, but like you said, it wasn't his fault. The missed field goals, the missed extra point, and also let's not forget Tucker fucking Kraft, my hero, out after week 5, week 6. Micah Parsons, who you traded everything for, he's out. The center was out. Like they were missing a lot of guys, and like I know it just seems like because of these guys have been injured for a little bit, it doesn't matter. Like that team is not team that they had earlier. That does matter, and they shouldn't have. I mean, they should have won this game. Let's be honest, but it wasn't. LaFleur could have done better too. But Brandon McManus makes some fucking field goals, and we're not having this conversation.
Yeah.
Campbell says, who sees the Bears blowing out the Rams by 10 plus in a blowout for the Bears? Rams D is suspect right now. Can't close. Bears close. Bear the fuck down. I'm biased. What's up, Campbell? Chaz is bigger Bears fan than me. He was actually, Chaz, tell him, you were at the last two Bears-Packers games.
Yeah, I was at the last two Bears-Packers games. I love the Bears. I just think it's going to be so hard for them to win this game. I'm praying that we win somehow, but it's going to take another miracle, in my opinion. That offense against our defense is just going to be, our defense is too suspect. And I know you're talking about the Rams D being suspect. Our D is suspect. We haven't, I mean, did we even force? I don't think we even forced a turnover last week. Like, our defense is all about, I mean, yes, there was those two, the fumble on the kickoff and the fumble by that offensive lineman, but our defense is just too suspect to, if we force the turnovers, great, but I think it's going to be very hard for us to win this game.
Yeah, I know. I trust me. I want the Bears to win too. Although I want the Rams to win for our fantasy postseason league, but that's only $700. Like, I'd rather have the Bears win the Super Bowl than have $700 personally. Willis needs a shot to show he can do it. If he fails, so be it. He just shot. Blake, good call here. I really hope Malik ends up in Pittsburgh or Atlanta. I like Pittsburgh. That's an identity. He's an identity quarterback, right? I don't like it for Drake London though. I want a better quarterback.
I would hate it. I would hate it. I would hate it for Drake London, especially as a dynasty owner in multiple leagues. I would hate it for Drake London, but I could definitely see that being. I think, like, roster wise, looking for NFL wise, that would be a great signing.
Never a losing season for Tomlin. Watch them go 7-10 next year. Well, I mean, they don't have a quarterback, so
Yeah,
they don't have a good draft pick either. They have what, 20, 22? So in a bad quarterback class, you can't take Simpson, right? Simpson from Alabama.
Yeah,
he came out. He's like the second best quarterback.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a project. You can't take a project. Samson.
Talk to Samson. Climb to the moon like that bitch Alice Kramer.
Yeah, I mean, it's especially with more going back to college. It's this quarterback class is. I think someone was saying it in the chat, or maybe it was something I saw earlier. I think it's going to be a 2009 type of class where it's Matthew Stafford and then just everyone else. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I think Trinidad is.
Blake says Trinidad Chambliss. Yeah, but I think he's a project as well.
He's a project, but I think he could be. I honestly would see him as the second best QB coming out, especially with the NCAA denying his request for another year.
Campbell, they're going to shoot that hand up with so much good shit. Matt Stafford's fine. This is a legacy game for Matt Stafford. He's, if he comes back next year, he's not going to have a better chance. You have Devontae Adams going to be 1 year older. Puka might get hurt. Like, this team is healthy. I hope I'm wrong, man. I hope I'm wrong.
We are due for turnovers. I would be ecstatic if we forced 3, but I mean, we just couldn't do it last week. This week, Stafford he's not dumb. He's smart. He knows what he's doing. I think it's gonna be very hard to force
that. Sean says it is written. Ben Johnson's going to tell Caleb we down by 20, and it's the fourth quarter at the start of the game. We could score 70. Yeah, kind of like remember how the Dolphins scored 70 on the Broncos a couple years ago? That was a great game.
Yeah, that was a great game. It was just fantasy-wise, it was great for Tua. I was just rooting for him every time. But yeah, I mean, if he plays like how he plays in the clutch, if he could just do that all the time, we would be the best team in the league. So
just for all you guys that watching the show, just so you guys know, we are Bears fans. We're all from Chicago. Essentially, every guest I have, Hastings lives in North Carolina now, but he's from Chicago. We're all Chicago people. So Ray is the biggest homer. Storey is the biggest hater as a Bears fan. I think I'm right down the middle. I'm a realist. Chaz, you're obviously a super big Bears fan. So I'm also not just going to say they're going to win because I like them. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
the Rams year, bro. It's the Rams year. I hope I'm wrong.
I hope so too.
Good call, Campbell. I picked the Rams to win the Super Bowl midseason. Love Stafford. No hate here. Just a bear here. Campbell is a bear. I slept with him multiple nights in the same bed. Actually, let me rephrase that. We slept in the same bed multiple nights. We chose we go on a guy trip every year. I shouldn't be saying this, Campbell. You hate me for this, but we chose the master bedroom. It was a giant bed, and instead of like taking a shitty room, we chose the good one. We slept in there together. And he's a bear. He's a nice, hairy, fluffy, awesome dude. Not that hairy, but a little hairy. Campbell's such a sweetheart. We love you, Campbell. Just is that too much information or what?
It's you're Rob though. That's what I think.
Maybe I should just chill. I should just chill out.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, Walter. You're just an asshole.
Okay, then.
You just take it easy, man.
You know, that's your answer for everything, dude. And let me point out something. Pacifism is not... Look at our current situation with that camel fucker in Iraq. Pacifism is not something to hide behind.
Just take it easy, man.
I'm perfectly calm, dude.
Yeah, waving the fucking gun around?
Calmer than you are.
Oh, MVP with the clutch 2-minute left save for the beer chug. I got to do another one. That's a GT move. That's what GT does. He does a lot of 99-cent donations just to rack up the beer chug counter so I can just get obliterated in these shows. I'm going to nope. He says nope, valid and all very true. Campbell is backing that up.
If it's true,
MVP, you're the man. We love you, MVP. MVP, real quick. MVP is. Look here. I think you're a. Are you a? Yeah, MVP. You're a fucking professional fanatic, baby. You are for life. MVP, you're getting your hat sent out here in a couple days, by the way. So if you want to join the Patreon, if you want to support your boys, never a better time. I know it's the off season coming up. We still do 4 shows a week in the off season. A lot of NFL draft coverage. I start my NFL coverage in June, boys. Best ball drafts every single day live with me. 5 shows a week besides the best ball. So we're going to be getting 12 shows a week once that starts. We're doing all fantasy, dynasty, you name it, motherfucker. Also, more than just that, you're getting access to the Discord community, which is 71 people strong. You're getting access to community fantasy leagues, our dynasty league in May. We have 3 spots left for that. Guest appearances on the show. If you want to come on the show, sit where Chaz is sitting. Free merchandise, like I mentioned. Boom. Here's the hat, baby. Once a month, sending one of these guys out. No cost to you. And this is not there's the accurate record right here. 89-53 on these bets. So 4-year track record of dominating these bets. So if you want to make some money and you want to get the bets as I make them, the proper odds, we have 5 plays for this. All prop bets, by the way. 5 plays, never alt lines, always -110, -115. None of that bullshit. Make some money. 89-53, boys. We are, what is that? Up almost 50 plus what we bet. So if you bet $100 on all those, you'd be up $4,000. You'd be up $4,000, which is going to pay for itself 10 times over. 10 times over. Okay, I have to grab a beer. I don't want to leave Chaz by himself, so I'm going to play my favorite clip and grab a beer.
Was that like a little just NBC type clip? Just seeing the NBC logo fall over? Or
yeah, it's Family Guy ripping on Bill Cosby. You know what I mean? All right, get to a couple more questions here. Canes are sitting back, licking their chops. They're just too big, too powerful, too fast. He's trying to say that Miami is going to beat Indiana.
No, it's all Hoosiers. As much as I hate it, I've been rooting for every team except for the Hoosiers. It's just that is literally what happened, actually.
Is that dark?
So
is it dark?
It's dark. It's dark. Very, very dark. But I mean, that was a good representation of that game.
By the way, here's our boy Big Ray at the game here.
Oh my gosh.
Bundled up everyone is, and there's Big Ray.
It's Big Ray.
We love that. We love that. Here's Helen Hunt. We haven't shown Helen here. Hello, Helen. How you doing, Helen? Okay, I got to chug a beer. And let's see what we got. What's your skincare routine, Chad? Called you Chad. The Chaz. My dude is glowing. You're glowing, bro. Are you saying I have bad skin or something? I kind of do. It's not bad, but it's.
Dude, hey, I'd say the best skincare routine is just it's not overcomplicating shit. All right. I literally just wash my face with water and some soap. Boom. I'm chilling. I'm so simple in it. You know, my
You know what the
sister
best?
would
You know
ask
what the
me.
best is? It's cum. Cum's the best for skincare. It's semen's really good for the skin. I heard from
Well,
a
that's
friend.
when I don't be
Justin
applying.
says, "Do you not post the pics on your channel anymore? Haven't seen them in a few weeks." Justin, I just post them all in the Discord, my dude. The videos were getting like 20 views. I was like, 80 and 50 or even better than that. Like, and I was like getting 20 views, so it wasn't worth the time. There's 70 people in the Discord, people that are paying. I do say them before the games on the streams if you want to tune into those. Or Justin, hop your ass in the Discord and you get the plays as I make them, because those videos were also 3 days. I put them out, Saturday before the NFL Sunday. So I place those bets on Wednesday. So next year I'll go back to posting the videos. We're not getting any views. It was just like, why am I putting 20 minutes into making something that no one's watching when I can just post on the streams, post in the Discord more importantly. So Justin, if you want to join the Discord, professionalfanatics.com, hop in the Patreon, get in the Discord, get access to the picks. We were dominating. We're still dominating, baby. We have division round. We have championship round and Super Bowl. We were going to have another 15 bets probably. And I go kind of hog wild in the Super Bowl. I'm not going to bet head tails, though. I'm not going to do that. People do that
Dude,
shit.
I love betting that. I love betting that. It's a pure fitty.
It's like playing roulette. Yeah, it is like roulette, 100%. Maybe I'll do that this year. So Campbell says Hoosiers in an absolute blowout. Indiana's minus 8.5. Holy shit, is that really?
I mean, I would take that. I mean,
I would take
I
the
haven't
plus
even looked at
8.5,
it,
bro.
No.
Miami's got a lot of NFL players in the defense.
Hoosiers roll.
I think both their defensive ends are both first-round picks, bro.
The Miami's good. I'm not saying Miami's bad. Indiana is just one of the best college teams we've seen in a while. That's how I look at them as a.
Justin said, "Are you going to be making non-football picks after the season? Down to join, but the season's almost over." That's a good call. I was 28-11 to start the NBA season, and I was 28-7, and I went 0-4 my last day in the NBA, and then I just decided to start focus on football. I might go back to that. I'll say the upside for you, Justin, is that everything's going to go up a tier next year just because how much money we made this year on fantasy and gambling. So if you get in now, it's never going to go up for you. Anyone that's been in this first year, your prices are set for life. Whether I raise it 300% in 3 years, y'all's are never going up. So it's also a way to support the channel. But that is a valid comment, Justin. If you just want to come next year, I wouldn't blame you either. But I also got to sell myself a little bit. I can sell my body a little bit, But yeah, I'm debating doing NBA. I just haven't been watching NBA. I get to take a couple weeks after the season to get back in tune with the NBA. I was crushing NBA, but I also might just want to break from betting. So, we're still doing content, just not as many picks. So I gotta figure that out. So let's see. Justin said, "Oh, here, this is the one here." Chaz is pretty. He exfoliates.
Oh boy.
Campbell says if Indiana doesn't win by 20, it's fixed. Dude, I'm telling you, Miami.
I think
a lot of NFL players in the defense. Why? I'm gonna check this. So you tell us why.
Why? Each and every game. I mean, especially in this playoff, Indiana's come in and they haven't been any more than 10-point favorites, right? And every single time we've just seen pure domination, literally pure domination. Sig just literally gets those guys ready to freaking run through a wall, and I think it's gonna be no different for the championship. I think it's gonna be just an absolute ass whooping. I think Indiana's gonna win by 20 plus. That's what I think. But I wonder how much what the books are receiving on Indiana wise.
I think Beck sucks, by the way. So that is one nice thing. I think Beck is trash.
That is a fatal flaw.
Campbell says worth every penny. I'm upgrading soon, especially if you show up on my poker/football party. Still working on that, bro. It happens to be my me and my wife's 11-year dating anniversary on Saturday. So we've been together 11 years. That's wild, which is crazy because Chaz is like, Rob's told me so many crazy sex stories. Well, you know what? I'm kind of old, so I had an entire lifetime before this to do some fucked up shit. So
Rob's
this is
told me a lot of shit.
Cruz. I seen Addison at the Hard Rock Tampa Monday night before he got arrested. Dude is a jailbird. Oh man.
Some guys just live to do dumb shit. Like you have the life, you're in the NFL, they live to do dumb shit.
Well, here's the fucking issue. Is the NFL, I know Addison's a better player than most. And high draft capital, all that kind of stuff. The average NFL lifespan is like 4 or 5 years. Let's say Addison's is 7.
Yeah.
Dude, you'll be 28 years old when you're out of the NFL, 29 years old. Then go get arrested. Make your money,
then go
do your dumb shit, your petty shit. Now you're just costing yourself tens of millions of dollars is what you're doing. It's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid.
Yep.
GT says the Chaz over under 48.5 for Miami versus Indiana.
I'm going to go. I'm going to go under. I always like going over with the Indiana because I know they're going to put up 30 plus. But with how it's been, but I just don't know what Miami's going to do. I mean, we'll see. But yeah, I would like to go under in that game.
As a Vikings fan, I think we should trade Addison. I mean, yeah, but now you're going to get way less than what you should because A, had a bad year this year based on your shitty quarterback play, and B, it's third strike. And he's not out of the league, right? It's not a domestic issue, which will get you out of the league. Look at Ray Rice, for instance. But you're not going to get – what are you going to get for him? A 4th-round pick at this point? Maybe because he needs a contract, right? This is going to be his 4th year in the league.
Yeah, he needs a contract. He does stupid shit. You're basically just taking a flyer. So I'd say a 5th-round pick.
82% of the money is on Indiana spread. 74% of bets on Indiana spread. That's a lot, and that scares me in terms of like.
Yeah,
again, I'm not Mr. Conspiracy. I'm not. I don't bet like that because again, people that say they do that and they win, they're lying. No, the house always wins because they get the juice, really, and they do win some.
They do. But I mean, I know even looking back to the baseball. When you see obviously some teams are just heavy favorites, but if you see a close game or something like that, or even especially like this where a spread has 74% of the bets, is that what it said? So you're getting dangerous there. That's what I would say.
Yeah, Justin, right now, the pro tier gets you in the Discord, the private Discord. Next year, that's going to be $10. Like, I'm just going to move everything, what it qualifies, up to the $10 tier for the bets. So now you'll be $5 for the rest of time because you're in the first year. Because I want to appreciate those and give back to those that are helping me out when I need it now. I think this channel, I know this channel, Chaz, you know it as well, is going to take off. The bets are too good. The fantasy analysis is too good. The guests are too good. The vibe is too good. The community is too good. That's the key. The community is what makes this show. We answer every fucking question before I get out. I sit on here 4 hours before answering questions because I was so backed up because it was a lot more popping back, week 3, week 4 when I had 60 people in here. And that's what I do. I'm a man of the people. I also do it. Fucking enjoy it. Cruz says, you think Ruggs makes a splash next year if he gets out? Well, he's got to get reinstated first. I personally would take a flyer on Henry Ruggs because it was the one strike thing. Now his one strike happened to be he essentially murdered a lady and her dog, which the dog makes it worse because I love dogs. And it was just a dumb decision, right? A dumb decision. But we just saw Brandon Ayuk driving 100 miles an hour by the stadium fucking FaceTiming. I'm saying, like, these guys do dumb shit. Henry Ruggs was, 22 years old when this happened, 23? He's a young kid. I'm not saying he's not a criminal. He's not, he paid his dues, bro. Michael Vick went to prison. He came back in the league, right? And now he killed dogs, so he didn't kill people. How old is Henry Ruggs right now? Well, how old do you think he is?
I think he's got to be 25, 26.
He's going to be 27 in 10 days.
Oh, there's 26,
man,
maybe 27.
Man, I didn't like him coming out, but I was so sad because he was one of my PPs, one of my pillar players that year, and he was just turning it around right when it happened, and he was like a 9th-round pick, so I loved him in best ball. I had him everywhere in best ball. He was going to be an awesome best ball guy because he already had want to say like 400 yards and 3 touchdowns in 7 games. He was finally coming into his own. He was drafted way too high. That was such a Raiders pick, right? Remember Darius Hayward-Bay? Just drafted fastest receiver you can get. But, man, he's going to find a spot, right? NFL likes speed.
I hope
he
so.
has speed.
I hope so. But we'll see. We don't know. I mean, obviously, you can't fully lose speed, but, you don't know what kind of training and other stuff that he's been able to try and do in there. So we'll see.
Eric says Vikings should get Burrow.
They'll never trade Burrow.
And way too expensive in general, because someone was on here. I don't remember if it was in this chat or I read it somewhere. They were saying that you can get Joe Burrow for like 3 firsts. Like, no, it would take like 6 firsts. It's Joe Burrow.
Yeah, it's the thing is, it just doesn't make any sense because you're paying all those firsts, you're paying all the draft capital that you have to pay, and you're gonna have to pay him 55 plus a year. Like that's just, obviously he's well worth it, but when you look at it as you have to give up 5 to 6 first round picks, in my opinion, is what you just said. It's definitely not 3. If it was 3. I think any team would want to go do that because, in 3 years, it's going to be, 30 or something like that. And then he'll still have 9 years after that. Like any team would go do that. It would be 5 to 6 years of first that you have to give up. And then you're still paying at 55 a year. It'd just be detrimental to that team.
And we also don't have a precedent for this because no one ever trades a franchise quarterback under 30 years old. It's never happened. It never will happen.
Especially as good as
Burrow. What did Russell Wilson fetch? Wasn't it 3 firsts?
As 3 first and seconds.
And how old was
thirds.
Russell Wilson at the time? 34 years old. He was washed. He's 5'10". I'm just saying, like Joey B's double that. I feel like double that. So
at
let's
least,
say 6
honestly,
first. Let's say 6 first.
Yeah, at least 6 first. It'd be insane.
And then, unfortunately, like if I was Joey B, I'd be like, I don't want to do that because now I'm going to a worse situation. Because now I'm going to a team that doesn't win the first year. Every year I'm missing a first rounder and maybe a second rounder for the entirety of my contract.
Yep. No,
can't do it.
I still
won't
don't
ever
know how they
happen
haven't
because
fired
quarterbacks
Taylor,
are
though.
valued too high.
Like, yeah. But they should. Cincinnati should be firing their coach. I don't know what they're doing over there, but it's interesting.
It makes me think of the Mike Ditka, Ricky Williams trade, which I just love rehashing because it was essentially an entire draft plus another second rounder. It was a first, a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, a seventh, and another second rounder. Unreal. It might have been another first rounder. It was so much. And like the thing is they had the 7th or 9th pick and they traded up to get the 4th pick. It was like only a 3 pick. They only moved up 3 spots to get Ricky Williams. And those 3 spots were essentially worth 8 draft picks for a running back, which is this is why I think Mike Ditka is the biggest clown. Like so bad. Mike Ditka sucks. Again, as a Bears fan, I know it's not a popular opinion. That's another reason I hate going to Bears games because you have all those idiots that are just like wearing Ditka stuff. They praise and love Ditka because they don't know football. Mike Ditka, not the reason the Bears won. Okay, Buddy Ryan was. It's not Mike Ditka. Mike Ditka was an idiot, bad coach, idiot, loser, good tight end in the 60s. Congratulations. Also, a drunken idiot. I said that as I'm chugging beers, but very red faced. My face ain't red, baby. Thank you, Cruz. Cruz is one of the most entertaining fellas in the Discord. I know, Cruz, you said you have a lot of stuff going on. Haven't seen you around too much, but Cruz, very valued member of the community. Nick says, I think Vic's family was killing dogs, not him, just on his property. Vic was the essentially on his property. He was the ringleader. He knew about it. It's not like he didn't know about it. He wasn't personally killing the dogs because he's above that. But it was like if he didn't want it to happen, it wouldn't have happened. Is that the way to sum it up? Right? Yeah,
I'd say that's a pretty good way to sum it up.
In Vic's defense, though, in the South, dog fighting is like it's the way of life, right? It's like Adrian Peterson like beating his kid, like that's just the way it was, right? Like Adrian Peterson grew up with switches and getting beats, and Michael Vick grew up with dog fighting.
Jeez, Peter, you're more excited than Adrian Peterson at an arboretum.
Daddy, what kind of tree is that?
Man, I want to beat you with so many things around here.
All right, a couple more questions. I'll get Chaz out of here. I know you have an early class tomorrow. Joe Burrow, best pure passer in the game. No quarterback I love more. Hate to see him in Minnesota as a Bears fan. He's not going there. Don't worry. He is the
Yeah,
best passer in the
definitely.
game, Chaz, but the dude can't stay healthy. Now, that's probably because of the offensive line and the terrible ownership and how cheap they are there. But he's got to stay healthy. He's got to get rid of the fucking ball.
Yeah, it's just so tough though, because with that line, it feels like he's getting pressure every 2 seconds, and then I mean, you do have Jamar and Tito. You can really just chuck it up to one of those two guys. So yeah, it's on both him and the organization.
Nick, good call. I don't know. I'm just saying I haven't seen Burrow throw without two elite receivers because let's not forget, in college he had Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, and I think there was someone else there too. It was like I'm saying those two guys, and then in the NFL he's only had those guys, and that is a good call. But I still would err on the side that Joe Burrow. I'm not saying he made those guys because clearly Justin Jefferson's an all timer, and he has done it with Nick Mullins and Kirk Cousins and a bunch of scrubs. But I wonder what it would look like if Joe Burrow was in the Raiders. Right?
I think they would be around like a 500 team, but nothing more, nothing less. So let's not forget about what he did in 2021, especially that postseason. Went to Arrowhead, beat Mahomes. Nobody does that. Not even Josh
Coming
Allen's
off an
been able to do
ACL.
that yet.
Coming off an ACL that year too. And I still say this: if he has less weapons, he'd probably have a better offensive line. That'd probably be a wash, right? You give him more time.
If he had a better offensive line, they would be winning that division every single year. Doesn't matter who else is in that division.
Blake, a good comment here. The fact that Zach Taylor's the longest tenured coach in that division now, like Zach Taylor's terrible. He needs to go, bro. Like he's bad.
I mean, that's crazy.
Like that's the thing about the
all
LaFleur
three of
thing.
those
Like,
positions
Zach
are
Taylor
open.
has a job. Yeah, Zach Taylor has a job. What has he done? He's got Joe Burrow, like for real. Dog fighting, cockfighting, big deal down the south. Well, I live in the South. Never even heard of dog fighting happening. Well, you're obviously not in the dog fighting community. It's a thing down there because it's not a thing up here. Like I think it's not everywhere, right? But I think it's just in the African American community in the South. I'm gonna throw that out there. I'm just saying, dog fighting's a thing. Like, am I crazy? Like they treat dogs different. Like I'm gonna also say like drug dealers, like actual drug dealers. They always have their like Rottweilers and shit. Like they treat their dogs like shit. I treat my dogs like they're fucking children. You know what I mean? Like that, just different walks of life, and they're not humans. Although I do love. Oh, Blake says a lot of chicken fighting where I live. He's in Kentucky, so there you go. That's a perfect example. Chicken fighting. Now chicken fighting, I can get behind more than dog fighting because chickens don't have souls. We all know that, right?
I didn't.
Trust me, Cruz.
I did not know that.
We love dogs. I love dogs. I would have my dog up here, but she's sleeping, and I like that. How are we feeling about the Texans, about the Patriots-Texans game? I like the Texans. Chaz likes the Patriots.
Yeah,
I like the points. I don't think the Texans are going to win. I actually did say they're going to win, but I like the points. If it's plus 3.5, I like the points. I don't bet lines, though.
I'd take it.
Justin, as you know, I don't bet lines. I bet props only. So the prop I do like, I'll give this one away for this game is CJ Stroud, 10.5 rushing yards. I like the over on that one. What do you think about that, Chaz?
I can definitely see it happening. I mean, well, especially because New England is so good. Aren't they really good in the pass defense? So if nobody's open, you just got to take off. I can definitely see him getting 10+. I can see that happening in just one play. I mean, obviously it's always accessible with one play, but especially with Stroud, he's not like immobile or anything. Like he can still run.
No. I'll give you my reasoning. Is there was two plays in that game. One particular was the was third and 5 on like the 17-yard line in the red zone where he threw that terrible pick. He stepped up in the pocket. He had the first down on the ground. He chose to throw it. There was another play where he could have ran. He would have had it there. I'm saying like he had the turnovers. I think in this game he doesn't have Nico Collins. Like, dude, you got to get what you can get on the ground and extend drives. And you don't want to be Justin Herbert, who threw 4 picks last year and is turnover prone. Like, you don't want to have that label on you. Extend the drive. Don't force the ball against the Patriots. And also, they just give up. What did Herbert have? 60 fucking 2 yards rushing.
Yes, 60.
Like, I know they're different
60
quarterbacks, but like now,
yeah.
Some people might say, why not take Drake May over rushing? His line's at 36. Now that actually should seem more like viable because he runs the fuck out of the ball. That's a high line.
He does, but Man, that Houston, they just swarm. They just swarm, and I think as soon as he gets past that line of scrimmage, they're going to be just swarming them. I would go under on that one, honestly.
Houston's D reminds me of Ravens. The Super Bowl Ravens. Stroud is just so fucking bad. Ravens won with Dilfer, though. CJ Stroud's definitely better than Trent Dilfer. That's just a fact. Like, Trent Dilfer was a game manager. CJ Stroud's a game manager plus. And Stroud, let's not forget, remember that game where Houston really came out, and this is they killed the Chiefs like hopes this year. Remember how good CJ Stroud played in that defensive struggle, where he was making plays and extending the pocket, and like I hate CJ Stroud, man. I am not a Stroud guy. I hated him coming out. I had to eat my words after the first year. Everyone called me an idiot, and then after the second year, everyone just buried the guy. I tend to stay pretty neutral on my takes. Like, I didn't hate him. I hated him at where he was drafted, and I hated how everyone was saying how much a god he was. Right? I thought he was fine, but he's fine. He's a mini franchise quarterback. Can we call him that? What do you think about Stroud? Mini franchise quarterback, a starting quarterback, like between those two?
Yeah. He's exactly what you said. He's a game manager plus. Like he's better than the regular game managers, but he's also not in that elite tier. Especially with how their defense is. Like this team, he can get them to the divisional, and then it's really just about getting to the championship and just playing an actual, a star-studded game in that divisional where he's been really struggling as of lately. So we'll see what happens this year. Obviously, if he comes out and he plays stellar, I think they easily win that game because that defense is just too good. It really is.
If Stroud plays an A game, they win. Like, it doesn't matter what Drake May does. Honestly, if he comes out and has, let's say he's 22 for 30 for 230 and 2 touchdowns, no turnovers, they're gonna win this game.
I'd say even a B game. Even if he has a straight up B game, they automatically win because that defense it's gonna be really hard for Drake May to put up 21 plus in this game, in my opinion.
Nick, that play call going forward on 4th and 1, not running the ball was really nuts. Rico Dowdle he's out of there. You saw how pissed Rico Dowdle is. He's out. Yep. Taj, we got Taj in here. What's up, fellas? I got a weird feeling Niners beat Seattle and Chicago beats the Rams. Ooh, the line would tell you that the Bears have a better chance to beat the Rams than the Niners had to beat Seattle. Do you agree with that? You go with what Vegas says, or what do you think?
That's interesting.
All right, I'm going to pee, and then I'm going to get you out of here. I'll finish the show. You just answer that question so I can pee, and then I'll finish.
Hold up. Say it one more time.
It's on the screen. Man. What's up, fellas? I got a weird feeling Niners beat Seattle and Chicago beats the Rams. Who do you have as more likely to win as an underdog?
Oh, more likely to win? Give me the Niners. I know the odds really don't say it, and I know some fluky shit can happen in Chicago. Just give me the Niners. I love Shanahan. I love that offense. I know they're injured. No Kittle, no other guys, but Shanahan's scheme game plan always seems to work. He's always prepared for the big moments, and I think this is going to be a big moment for him in his career. We'll see if they can win it. Obviously, it's going to be tough going into Seattle and what happened the last time they played in Week 18, especially because both teams were going full force. They're both going for the 1 seed. I think it's going to be way different compared to last game. Chicago we need a lot. We need a lot. If we do somehow host an NFC championship, man, that would be insane, and I'd love to try and go back home for that. But we'll see what happens. I think Chicago needs a lot more help than the Niners do to win that game.
All right, buddy. I'll answer the last couple of questions. You got to study for some stupid ass. This is your last semester of college, right?
Yeah, last semester.
You're going to finish in 4 years. Everyone knows a real man goes to college for 7 years just to get a bachelor's, not a doctorate.
No. 4 years, be done, be in the workforce. And then we'll see what happens after that. All right.
Get a wife, get married, have kids. The sheep life, right? Going to be a sheep.
Well, I won't call it a sheep, but maybe something like that. We'll see.
All right, Chaz. I love you, buddy. I'll talk to you soon. Go Bears. Maybe next week I'll have you on again. You are the shits.
All right.
I'll finish the show solo. All right, man. I'll talk to you soon. Later. Oh, the Chaz. What a guy. Maybe that sheep comment was a little harsh, but hey. hey, finishing college in 4 years, he's a very smart individual, knows his shit as well. He's big into the dynasty, so he knows a lot more than most about football. He's getting up there. He's a little young, though, so. Good call, Nick. Run the ball with Rico. Rico's pissed, by the way. Rico is out of there. Out of there. And I can't wait to draft Rico next year if he goes to a decent landing spot because we saw that dude's fucking ability, man. Nick, CJ Stroud career isn't over. He may end up being worse than Trent Dilfer. Hard to know yet. At zero chance, bro. I'm going to look up Trent Dilfer's stats right now, and I guarantee they're straight trash, man. I know different eras. I understand that, but let's take a look at his stats here. It can't be good. It can't be good. One Super Bowl. Why can't I find it? There it is. Trent Dilfer has 113 touchdowns, 129 interceptions. Win-loss of 58 and 55. That says it all, man. I know different eras, but a 500 quarterback with more picks than touchdowns. I don't know why the term game manager is a bad thing. Tom Brady is the ultimate game manager. Tom Brady was the ultimate game manager. The first I would say the first 4 years he was a game manager. Fifth and sixth year was kind of moving from game manager to elite. Excuse me. After that, 100% elite. So first part of his career, game manager, yeah. Throwing the ball 70 yards downfield on the run doesn't mean you can dissect the defense. Who is that referring to, Nick? Is that Anthony Richardson? Because he can't. Hey, don't encourage the study. He's fine. This dude's a genius. I have all the free agent running backs wrote down. Want to run down. Oh, wow, Devious. Devious, are you in the Discord? Because that's a perfect Discord post that we can all vote on. I could talk about it on the show as well. Probably not tonight, but definitely after the season's over. Are you in there, Silver? Devious? I don't know if you are. Let me know. That would be a really good Discord post. There's 74 people in there. We could all break that down. We do a lot of free agent stuff as well. I can answer this question, though, because I left Chaz kind of on an island. I don't have Discord above. Discord's free. It's just a group chat, Devious. It's just a group chat. It's literally free to get, and then you just get in the group chat, and it's just a way that we don't all have each other's cell phone numbers, and like that's just a big group chat that it pops up on your phone. This is a way to kind of, you can have it silenced and go on there when you want and chat. It's a big chat room. So it's not like a scam or anything, if that's what you're thinking. I had never used Discord prior to creating this community, but it's awesome. There's a bunch of different channels in there for different questions, gambling, start sit, anything. Taj, what's up, fellas? I got a weird feeling Niners beat Seattle and Chicago beats the Rams. I still feel like the Bears have a better chance. I know it's just kind of chalk because that's what the line says, right? But I just don't think that, I don't know. Niners are so depleted, man. Taj says, what's more realistic? Thank you, Taj, by the way. Taj is the shit. What's more realistic? 49ers win the Super Bowl this year or Texans win the whole thing this year? If Stroud plays a C+ game, they'll win with that defense. And I said A game. Chaz says if they played a B game, you're saying C+. I guess I can see what you're saying because he definitely played like a D game against the Steelers. He made a couple nice throws on third down. Their third down efficiency was really nice, but he missed that throw to Nico Collins in the half, which would have got him a field goal. Maybe that might have been a touchdown to Nico. He had the 2 fumbles and the pick. So like that was a D game. I think it might take a B. I think it might take a B or a B-, but yeah, same thing. We're splitting hairs. I think the Texans are built. And I said this, when that run was going on week 14, 15, 16, no one wants to play the Texans. They're that team that mucks up the game that, we didn't see it till the fourth quarter, that defense making like real plays, like, putting points on the board, right? And flipping the field and all that kind of things. Like they're going to do that every game. They're going to have 2 or 3 splash plays on defense. And they just limit you, man. You have to play so defensive. You can't play aggressive against Texans defense because they're going to turn you over. They're going to strip sack you. They're going to force 3 and outs. Like, it's the perfect thing. Like, the Seattle defense has the same thing. Seattle's defense is really, really aggressive, and they cause turnovers. But Seattle's defense can be shredded. We saw it with the Rams in that Thursday night game where they gave up 33 or 36 points, whatever it was, an overtime game. The Texans defense cannot be shredded. It won't be shredded. It never does. So, yeah, I think it's Texans. I want to say Niners because they're coaching, but it's the Texans, man. And Stroud is fine. Again, I don't know when I became the Stroud defender. I fucking hate Stroud. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. I love how he called me Bub. Bub. I don't know if I like being called Bub. Bud, Buddy, but Bub's fine. Bub. I may be an old guy. I think the quarterbacks I grew up watching are way better than today's quarterbacks. How old are you, Nick? We have a couple old guys in the Discord. How old are you? I mean, are you talking about Dan Marino and shit? Like, yeah, Dan Marino is pretty goddamn awesome, but I don't know. I think quarterback play as a whole has gone up, but there's a lot of bad ones, and I guess you could say the defenses are much worse. The rules are catered to are different now, right? The rules are catered to offense. 5 fumbles. Yeah, that's the bad snaps. They weren't all fumbles. Good call. It was three that would call on him, 2 that he actually lost. So Nick says Seahawks Bills Super Bowl. We got Mouth in the building. Hey, boys. Rob, what'd you think about Ian's exclusive takes on my podcast about the upcoming divisional matchups? By the way, I mentioned it earlier. I know a lot of you guys probably weren't in there. Check out Downtown Sports. Link in the description. Ian Eagle. Mouth calls him Uncle Ian. I guess they're old buddies, whatever. Ian Eagle, you hear him all the time. Westwood One, calling a lot of different sports. Legend of the broadcasting community. Was on Mouth's show. I think he's been on there 4 or 5 times at this point. On Tuesday. So yesterday's show, it's up there now on 23 different platforms. Downtown Sports, link in the description. Check out that episode. I think he's only on there for, I want to say 35 or 40 minutes if you want to watch just that interview. Great interview, and Ian Eagle he called the Niners game. So pretty insider information and access there if you want to check that out. Downtown Sports, link in the description. Mouth is in the building. Oh, Nick, you're 30. Didn't you say you're old? I may be an old guy. Oh, I guess you're old compared to Chaz, but I mean, maybe I look young. I'm about to be 38, so, and I have older guests on here. A lot of these people are older. You're a young man, Nick. Don't worry about that. Mouth, I'm on the Niners bandwagon, bro. Mouth's been on that one for a while. Bub is a slight step up from bro, but not to be mistaken for deceptive Bud. I kind of like Bud and bro more than Bub. So I feel like Bub is what you say, like if you're trying to I'm not saying you in this situation, but I would say Bub is someone I want to beat their ass in a bar. Like, hey, Bub. I don't know. Just a weird one. I know Mouth, you're picking Niners, right? Let's see. Long as Trent Williams can push through. Yeah, Trent Williams is everything for that team. Taj, can you send me a link for the Discord? I'll just join and shoot the shit and vibe. Yeah, Taj, go to the website, professionalfanatics.com. Do Raiders trade Max Crosby? They have to. Johnny Kicknuts, they have to. Taj, at this point, if you just want to get in just the Discord, $2 a month just for the Discord. If you want other perks, it goes up a little bit. But again, you're getting a lot more than just supporting the channel, which is huge. Which you already do in your super chats. I appreciate you, but there's a lot of different awesome perks you get. Discord, community fantasy leagues if you want to go up to the tier, guest appearances in the pod, free merch giveaway. I'm giving away the hat, by the way, tomorrow. Every month I give away a hat. I send it to you for free. So there's only 12 people that haven't gotten one that are in that tier. So, and also the bets, baby, the bets. There we go. 89 and 53. So you got that going for you. And we're going to continue to just dominate. Next year, too, I've learned some lessons. I've lost more this year based on total because I've placed more bets. Some of my losses, I think I've learned from some of my mistakes, and we'll see. My goal is 66% next year. Every year it's 66%, but that's That's a really high number. And Fred Warner is probably coming back for the NFC Championship game if they make it. Wild. I had a guy on here like week 14. I want to apologize to him. I don't know if he's in here. I just had no fucking way in hell Fred Warner's coming back from that dislocated ankle. That's the same thing Chris Godwin had. And apparently he's coming back. Fred Warner's a monster, dude. Oh, fair enough. I'll take the bub as a compliment, so I appreciate that. And Ian Eagle gets to look tiny next to JJ Watt. Dude, JJ Watt's such a fucking monster. Miles says, yep, I got 49ers Texans for the Super Bowl. I like that because I've been riding the Texans for a while. All right, I'm going to should I grab one more beer? No, I can get to these comments. Those chugs got me a little bit. I didn't really eat dinner. Kittle injury is rough, but you know what? Tunges is good. He's really good. I like Tunges. I think he can fill in Adam. The problem is he isn't great. Tunges is not great as a blocker. He is not like he's fine. He's an average tight end blocker, but like George Kittle is an extra offensive lineman out there, dude. That's the big worry. And it's not like they were, ripping off long runs anyway. Their running game is essentially the short passing game, right? And they have to figure it out. Seahawks are one of the least injured teams, and Niners the most. That is true. All right, I'm about to do another chug here, so I'm going to stay on for a little longer, and I'm going to play a clip here. What do we got here? I have something good for you guys. What do I got? Here we go. I love this one.
Jay Quellen. No Jay Quellen here?
Do you mean Jacqueline?
Okay, so that's how it's gonna be. Balake. Where is Balake at? Yes, sir.
My name's Blake.
Are you out of your goddamn mind? Do you want to go to war, Balake?
No.
D Nice. Is there a D Nice?
Do you mean Denise?
Son of a bitch. Aaron. Where are you? Where is Aaron right now?
Here.
I said it like 4 times, so why didn't you say it the first time I said Aaron?
Because it's pronounced Aaron?
Son of a bitch!
All right. What do we got here? Go chug. Also NBA in the first 15 minutes of that intro. Yeah, you got 15 minutes of NBA from Ian Eagle, who's calling all of the Amazon Prime games, I believe. And then you got the other 30 minutes of NFL content. So Tunges is great. I like Tunges more as a fantasy asset than real life asset, unfortunately. And Nick, that is a good call, man. Seahawks they're the healthiest team right now. It comes down to Sam Darnold, which I'm a believer in Sam Darnold, believe it or not. Like he's had some letdowns, not even just with Minnesota. It was 2 games with Minnesota, but a couple games that it hasn't played well. I'll say this. Go back to the Seahawks Rams game when they had that crazy comeback, that weird 2-point conversion from Charbonnet. That whole game, right? I know that the Shaheed return really flipped the game, but Sam Darnold was playing awful in that game. Sam Darnold keeps on chucking the ball. He doesn't quit. I love his moxie. The team believes in him. He's got the back of that team, so he's got the confidence. I feel like this is different than what happened last year. Last year, he was in the 1-year deal, right? It was a prove-it deal. It was different. I feel like now he's got more confidence, and he's got more of a leash. So that's the upside there with Sam Darnold. Kittle's energy and vibe. My wife loves George Kittle. She originally did not like him because he looks like a little rat with his weird hair and his facial hair. And she's always like, who the fuck is this guy? And then she watched the Receiver show on Netflix. She was actually watching it without me. I love my wife. She's amazing. Was watching that show, and George Kittle is just such a fucking awesome dude. He's so funny. He's so cool. He's so upbeat. Love George Kittle, and she loves him too. And that's what you're saying. The energy and vibe that he brings he is the team leader, man. He is the spiritual leader of that team, and he's like the heart and soul of that team. Their defense has a few crews, but their offense is 100% healthy. Shaheed is I like Shaheed. I wanted to bet Shaheed's receiving yards in this game. I ended up betting JSN's because I feel like it's going to go way up. But they have enough guys. They're interchangeable. That defense is interchangeable. So I like to mix it up, bro, bud, buddy, bub, babe, hon, sweetheart. Ooh, yeah. See, Devious is my kind of dude for sure because I like to call my boy Campbell all those kind of names and some other ones too. I won't mention, but that's that's what's up, dude. So Warner might play, is what you're saying, Tosh? I thought it was always NFC Championship game. I know they did activate him to return to practice, so he is eligible to play this game. That's wild. That's wild. Here we go. I got Chuck. He is eligible to play in this game. Nathan says, grab one more. Or just chug one more. I got one more. Just fill this one up. This one was a little too frosty for me. There we go. No, they're probably the most healthy team, all things considered. There's just, it's not only like who's playing, who's not playing. It's that they're not banged up, right? Like Josh Allen's banged up. There's players on that team that are banged up. Like there's just nobody banged up in the Seahawks. They're all fucking super healthy. Yeah, I know. It never hurts any. I can always handle. I can hang. I hate to say it, but it seems like the perfect time to let Josh Allen, since a lot of the other established quarterbacks are eliminated. I don't know. GT, it's on. Just search it on Apple Pods or Spotify. Downtown Sports, dude. Also, GT, it's in the Discord. He posted it in the Discord, so it's also in the link of this description if you want to just go to the pod. That's the I think it's the Spotify version. My cousin has been talking to the 49ers beat writer and allegedly is looking like he'll be activated for the game. Some insider from Taj. What's up? Cruz, this is the old art. This is the old logo. Obviously, remember it was Rob Squared. The show was Rob Squared. The channel is always Professional Fanatics, but Rob Squared because I was Rob. My co-host is Rob. I've now moved on to 4 co-hosts since, and so now we moved it to this. Still kept the R2 because that's just the bare bone. It was 6 years ago, but luckily I got my boy Storey. Nico is one of the second co-hosts I had. He's been back on the show a little bit. We have a lot of guys here, so they all come back here and there. It's just I need to set, we got Big Ray too. But yeah, damn straight. That's an old R2 mug. That's the old logo right there. Gotta pay homage to the when it started, right? Bethune not on IR like was said last week. So he just missed the game, Mouth, you're saying. So Bethune can come back. Damn, bro. That would definitely change the line a lot, right? Like that would change the line a lot if you had both those guys back. But again, I'm just more worried about. I'm not even that worried about the defense on San Fran. I'm worried about the offense on San Fran against that defense, right? Like that's more of my concern. I think they can. I guess the Eagles are just a broken offense, is what we're all trying to say, right? It's not even the Niners played a good defensive game, which they played a decent defensive game, but it was more that the offense on the Eagles was broken. And you had, our boy Kevin Pachulo and Nick Sirianni just going full Simple Jack.
Simple Jack, the story of a mentally impaired farmhand who can talk to animals, was a box office disaster that many critics called one of the worst movies of all time.
Got a good brain.
I think you've got a fine brain, Jack.
You make me happy.
But now the question is, can speed...
Taj says, as a Cowboys fan, my hate watch last week was Philly. This week it's the 49ers. I need JSN to go for 165 and 3 tutties. Seattle's defense has 7 sacks. Are you playing a fantasy postseason league, Taj? Or are these bets? Or like what is this? Because there's someone in our league that we did a community Professional Fanatics playoff draft postseason league. And someone has JSN and Sam Darnold. They're actually in like 4th place without any points from them last week. So what is your reasoning? I just want to know why. And excuse me, I think JSN dominates this week. I really do. Now, is that enough to win the game? We don't know. But what is your reasoning for why you need that? I'm just curious. FanDuel playoff draft. It resets weekly. Oh, nice, bro. Damn, Taj. I wish you had been in earlier. You could have been in our postseason league, which is badass. It's the whole postseason. So you have to it's super awesome because it's just you have to know ball opposed to just knowing, best fantasy players and points. Like, 'cause you want to pick players on teams that advance. That's the biggest thing. And Chaz on the show, he has fucking eight New England Patriots. So like if the Patriots win, he's gonna walk away with it. If they lose this week, he's out essentially. So you got to go Ricky Bobby in this. So I do love the idea of playoff fantasy. It is just a whole different ball game because let's be honest, man, fantasy football with garbage time and some of the other shit, it doesn't matter if you obviously want players on good teams because that does correlate, especially good offenses, correlates to success in fantasy, but not always, right? There's always those guys. Brock Bowers last year, right, was on a terrible team. Brock Bowers is a stud. Trey McBride, Michael Wilson, terrible team, awesome fantasy players. So this kind of cuts down the middle and makes you take good players, but you want players on good teams opposed to just good players, right? Drafting fucking Tet McMillan, for instance, was a bust, bad pick. Drafting DK Metcalf, drafting Kenneth Gainwell, guys like that. So I do love the idea of playoff fantasy. So Taj, yeah, I'd love to have you in. And if you're in, it seems like you're serious about football and fantasy. We have 3 spots for the Dynasty League available. May Dynasty Startup League, the first of the Professional Fanatics Dynasty League. It's gonna probably be $100 buy-in, not too much for the leagues. And then we'll have about 5 or 6 redraft leagues next year for 2026, and I'll range them from like $50. 50 is pretty low, but 50 to like $250. And whoever wants to get in, different tiers have priorities to get in, but I will fill them all. Run them pretty, very legit. I might do leaguesafe.com if some people are hesitant about the Venmo thing. Again, I'm not running any kind of scam. I want to fucking play fantasy with you guys, with all my co-hosts. It's gonna be a fucking badass situation. What format are you doing the leagues on? Silver, the postseason ones on fantasypostseason.com because there's not a lot of options. The Dynasty League is probably going to be either on Sleeper or Fantrax. And I think I'll do a couple of Yahoos. I'll do a bunch. I prefer Yahoo, but you can only have maximum 8 teams on Yahoo per account. So I am maxed out already for my home leagues, or I have like 6 home leagues on Yahoo. So I do like Fantrax. I do a lot on Fantrax, and it's a pretty awesome platform. So honestly, I'll just leave it up to a vote. I don't give a shit. So, how are you doing the pay? So for this one, the fantasy postseason, it's with all the OGs on the channel, people that have been with me for a while, since I started the live stream. So they all Venmo'd me. Again, I'm going to run off with your fucking money and make $800. You're never going to hear me again. I'm going to cancel the channel. Just fucking with you. So we could do League Safe. So League Safe's good, but the problem is you have to pay a fee. So we could figure out a way to do it. Whatever the hell people are comfortable with. I don't give a shit either way, dude. Like, League Safe's fine, but it takes like a 8% rake or something. That's a good way to make sure everyone gets paid out. I just don't like doing League Safe. It's gonna be $100 buy-in because it just takes money away from the pot. So we have to figure all that out. That's not going to be till obviously next September or next August, essentially when the draft's going to be. Taj, I was in 7 leagues this year. I won 3 out of the 7 total. Total earnings was a little bit over 2,200. Hey-oh, is that profit or just total profit or just total earnings? I'm guessing profit because those would probably all be like $200 leagues, right? Yeah, I know, Silver. What beer are you drinking? This is just Busch Light. I'm just again, times are tough, man. I am putting everything I have into the channel. So I obviously am on live 20 hours a week, plus all the research and everything else. I can't have a job and do this show like I do. So I gotta live pretty simple these days. My wife fucking hates me for it, but I'm doing what I can do. I'm from far right. Rob knows not to run with our money. I know 2 Eagles. Well, yeah, also, like, I'm building this thing. This is my livelihood. So, like, do I want to take people's $100 and, like, have people trolling my channel and saying I'm illegitimate? Not good business. So, I searched football most recent. I think it was probably one of your first subs, honestly. Oh, hell yeah, man. Sick, bro. Taj. Yeah, I made like 10 G's this year in fantasy, but it should have been a lot more, bro. I I put in like $6,000 every year. So I think I only doubled my money. So I made like $6-7 profit. My wife was more successful than me. She played 11 leagues. She tripled her money. I drafted all our teams, but they're lower money leagues. So I just dominate those. I had all my 3 most expensive leagues. I had top points and buys. I had the first seed, and I got third, and fourth in those leagues. And it was a 500, and it was all my leagues are 250s. That was the $500 league. I was fucking 13-1, and I didn't even place in the money. So that really fucked me over. Other than that, I won 9 leagues. It was fine. I played 35 leagues though, because I'm a degenerate. So. Yeah, I know, Devious. You've been on here for a long ass time, my dude. So I do appreciate you. Yeah, Silver, I am down, dude. You're in. Like I said, I have to keep it to the Patreon members because that's the idea. I need to have support for the show, and like if you want to think I'm greedy, whatever it is, what it is. I can't do this for free, and it's tiered. So like if you have the highest tier, you're guaranteed X amount of leagues, and then going down, I'm gonna fill all the leagues. So like. If you get to one of the higher tiers, you can play as many of the leagues as you want. And then if you're in the 3rd tier, you're guaranteed at least 1 league. There's no juice at all. There's none of that bullshit. So like I play a lot of Fantrax public leagues where I have to pay 8% juice because I want to play 36 leagues. I also can't do all home leagues. Home leagues cost a lot more time because of trades and all that kind of shit. Fantrax publics are no trades. Our leagues are going to be normal home leagues where there's trades. We vote on all the settings. It's super legit. It's going to be fucking awesome. I can't wait to if the playoff league is any indication, it's pretty competitive, and I'm super excited about the Dynasty League. So, Cruz, I got a movie recommendation, Not Without Hope. It's about fishing accident with Bucks players, with the Bucks players and USF players from 2009. Huh, never heard of it. I do like a good sports movie, even though it's probably like a sports movie, but it's not a sports movie. Imagine Ian and Noam perching on your roof with steel bats. Shit, Taj, I hit a UFC parlay for 27K last June. Jesus. Apparently UFC is super lucrative if you know your shit. I don't really follow UFC, so I'm not going to bet on shit I don't follow. But apparently it's very, very, very lucrative. And that's why I only stick to NBA and NFL because definitely NFL. I'm living and breathing it, live here 20 plus hours a week, playing 36 fantasy leagues. Like I'm been on the shit. I've been doing that. Playing over 24 fantasy leagues the last 10 years. So I've played over 250 fantasy leagues the last 10 years. That's a lifetime of fantasy. You learn some stuff through that. 6 years of the show. So I like to bet on stuff I know. Oh, and the Storey Beast. I don't know. What's for one? He seems like a fucking super, super, super good guy. He's the shit. Iron Eagle, man. I only have my buddies on the show, and I don't just have anyone on the show though. I have to respect them in terms of their fantasy prowess and football knowledge. So, and then there's Ray. Just kidding. Taj, NBA, NFL, MMA, college basketball, and football are my main watches. I mean, I used to be a huge baseball fan in all the sports, but I've kind of just narrowed it down to NFL, honestly. I mean, I obviously still watch PTI, and I still watch the big games. I watch some NBA. I watch like the World Series and shit. But I have to, I have a million hobbies. I do have a wife, so like I have to kind of keep it to NFL when I go all in. But the thing is, NFL is essentially a 12-month thing now, right? There's a couple months that are nothing. February, I guess, May. Right? But April, you have the draft. March, you have March free agency, right? So it's a full-time job if you want to be hardcore in NFL and actually win money every year and know everything about the NFL. Hey, Cheerio won his league. Damn straight. Hopefully I helped a little bit with that. Or you just know your shit. Either way. All right, answer a few more questions along the way here. I still have to finish this beer. How about an Ibuka?
And you got to give credit to this rookie sensation wide receiver out of Ohio State, Emeka Egbegbue. Emeka Egbegbue. Emeka Egbegbue.
Yo, you have to check out the new DN league, bro, please. What is DN? What does that mean? I've been drinking beers, bro, so I don't know these little abbreviations. Okay. What does that mean, D-Money? Don't just repeat the comment, brother. I hope they, you know what? I've been a fan of the Seahawks all year. I'm not like a personal fan, but I've been saying I thought they were the best team. Them and the Rams, in my mind, the best two teams. I know Mouth will tell you it's the Niners. I know a lot of Bears fans will tell you it's the Bears. They're clearly not the best, but they're the clutchest, right? The gambling combo. Use my idea that I DM'd you. Gambling is on its own with its own rules. What does chat think? Should Rob do gambling 101? What do you guys think about gambling 101? And I think I do that with Storey, kind of just not so much picks, which I do give out picks, but like just general theory, ways to win, do's and don'ts, stuff like that. What do you guys think in the chat? Some of you guys are experienced gamblers. Some of you guys are not. Would you like that kind of thing? I know it's easy just to like blindly follow my picks and make a bunch of money, but maybe you like betting on your sport of choice that I don't give picks in. MLB, NBA to a certain extent, UFC, for instance, college basketball, tennis. So, yeah, we could definitely do that, and I could break it up into shorts as well. Because Storey is like actually probably smarter on the gambling front. All right, Too Money. Jesus Christ. Cheerio. I'll tell you this, man. I used to follow my one buddy's picks forever, and he does like 5 different sports. He's pretty successful, but has his down periods. He was betting on like women's tennis, and I was just following all his picks and just like watching women's tennis. These crazy bets, like how many over-under games and all this kind of shit. It was wild, bro. Like, I was betting high school basketball. It was entertaining though, because I had no idea who the fuck these people were. And it was like, wasn't even like the like US Open or like Wimbledon. It was like some fucking Italian league. It was just fucking crazy. Dude, Too Money, DN, brother. What the fuck you talking about, bro? Like, DN? What are you talking about? Be clear. I don't want to have to like try to read between the lines, dude. Dinosaur, DN. Dick nothing. What does DN mean? Let me know. I'll answer a few more comments. And I have to get out of here. It's almost been 3 hours. Tomorrow night, we have shows Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and maybe Monday. So either way, we're going to have 5 more straight shows with different guests on every night. I'm bringing in all the dudes for this week and next week as well.
Let's not forget, dude, that keeping wildlife, an amphibious rodent for, domestic within the city, that ain't legal either.
What are you, a fucking park ranger now?
No, I'm just trying to offer...
Who gives a shit about the fucking marmot?
All right, boys. Give me a couple more comments. By the way, if you're betting the NBA and looking to get back into it, start looking at the Suns. Public perception says Suns are shit. Suns overs are probably the best upside bet right now. Yeah, the Suns preseason were like 33, maybe 31.5 wins. And they are like they have a really nice record right now. So Devin Booker's playing awesome. Dylan Brooks, career research, he's averaging like 21 a game. So that roster, after getting rid of KD and not getting much back, they're playing some good ball. So that's a good. I don't know if they'll keep it up, but Iron Eagle said they will. So I'm gonna kind of believe that dude who's calling the goddamn games. All right, last couple comments here, boys, and I'm out of here again. Tomorrow night's be an earlier show tomorrow night, 9:15 p.m. Central. Friday night is the same as well, 9 p.m. Central on Friday night. Thursday, the return of Dave Brainerd, who was on the show earlier the first 4 weeks. Took a little hiatus. Friday, my boy Nick O, who was my third co-host on the show, he is getting back in the fold. He's a big Niners fan. He knows ball. He's coming on Friday. Big Ray will be on the show on Saturday night for the open bar show. And then Sunday is TBD for the recap of all the action. So we're going to have a different guest on every single night. Hope you all enjoying the content. I'll answer a couple more questions before I'm out of here. I'll buy some time here with another clip, and then let me know what you want to talk about. Any questions? If you're interested in joining the community, man, professionalfanatics.com, link in the description, or just go to the website. And second you join, I will get you in the Discord. We'll chat. We'll figure out future fantasy leagues. If you want to get in the Dynasty League, all that kind of stuff. we will get into.
Gotta pay the troll toll to get into this boy's hole. You gotta pay the troll toll to get in. You want this baby boy's hole, you gotta pay the troll toll.
Stop. All right, not bad. I feel like you're saying boy's hole, and it's clearly soul. So it's boy's soul.
You gotta pay the troll toll to get into this boy's hole.
Right there, it sounds like hole. Like if you drag that, are you chewing gum?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mouth, I got to figure out Monday. That is the national championship game. And what we know about these national championship games, these college playoff games, they last 4 fucking hours. So I wouldn't be surprised if that game went to 10:30 Central. Yeah, we'll figure it all out, man. And hopefully your team, I know you missed a couple guys in your roster for the first week because you were sick, but you have a chance. You have McCaffrey, so if they win this game, you have a chance. There's literally only 4 teams that are eliminated by my count. So there's 6 teams in the running, top 3 pay. So super excited. I just need the Rams to win. Me and Storey need the Rams to win. We have Stafford and Mevis and the Rams defense. So that will carry us a long way with all of our random Pat Bryants of the world. So, Cruz, any progress on the gear / hats for sale? Well, Cruz, you already have a hat, right? I already gave you Shavers is out, Mouth. Shavers is out for the year. He has a torn ACL, bro. So Shavers is gone. I don't know if you saw that, but he's out. I gave you a hat, right, Cruz? You have a hat? Just making sure you have a hat. Yeah, we're yeah, I know, Cruz. I'm working on it, man. I'm just trying to figure out finances and stuff because I want to get all the gear. I just need a little bit more of a following to guarantee that I'm not just dropping $1,000 on stuff I'm just gonna have. It's like writing a book and then like you produce like 6,000 copies of the book and it sells 300 copies and you're stuck. Your house is just full of like your own shitty book you wrote, and like that's just what I don't want to have. And the hats and stuff I already put in on. I already spent the $700 in the hats, so I'm giving those out because I already have them, and I want to give back to the people that are early on. But yeah, I am working on that, and we're gonna get that going. So I do want to make some shirts. I want the meat sweat shirt. I want to make I was thinking, how about this one, Cruz? I was thinking about this. Just a Professional Fanatics logo on the front, and essentially it also like doubles as a jersey. In the back, it says Tiny Dancer with number 9 or whatever. I think Kenneth Walker's number 9. Let's take a little gander at the clip here. I think he's number 9. I'm not great with numbers. My wife is great. Yeah, number 9. So it's Tiny Dancer number 9, but Professional Fanatics on the front, something like that. That'd be awesome. The meat sweats would probably sell a bunch load. Because I think we kind of cornered that Tiny Dancer market because we did create that, and that was I created that 4 years ago. So it's just been aging better and better every fucking day. Tiny Dancer shirts for sure. Big Boo shirts. I love that one. All right, boys, I'm out of here. I'll answer one more. If anyone has any last second questions, I will get to that. Otherwise, tomorrow we're looking at 9:15 Central with Dave. Hasn't been on for 10 weeks, 12 weeks, maybe something like that. 14 weeks. He'll be on. Friday, Nico, 9 p.m. Central. Big Ray on Saturday to recap the Saturday games. That'll be a late show, 11 p.m. Central. It's my my dating anniversary with my wife, so I'm gonna go out with her and watch the games. But yeah, 4 straight shows. Sunday night as well. Be an earlier show, like probably 8 p.m. The game's at 5:30 Central, so it'll be like 9 p.m. on Sunday. So again, I post all these in the Discord, the times and who's the guest and all that kind of stuff. So I appreciate all you guys. Y'all the shits. We love you, Jobin.
Just seemed like a good dude. I thought I'd see if you wanted to grab a beer, that's all. I'm glad you called. We get home safe, Pistol.
You got it, Jobin.
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing.
Oh, what'd you say?
I don't know. You nicknamed me Pistol, and I just called you Jobin. It means nothing. I'm drunk. I'm gonna call a cab.
All right, man. You have my number, yeah?
I got you stored in my iPhone.
All right. If you need me, call, okay?
Oh, man, I'm golden.
I was not at my house right now, I definitely call a cab. All right. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Again, tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you Saturday. We'll see you Friday. Set them on order. So maybe Sunday. Love you guys. Love you guys. Love the community. Appreciate all you guys. ProfessionalFanatics.com. If you want to support your boy, join the community. Love your life. Stay positive. Respect each other. I'm out of here.